Test, test, test. Oh, all right. I'm dipping out. Bye. What's going on, y'all? Howdy doody, howdy doody. There we go. My glasses. How we doing, y'all? Primaries are wrapping up tonight. In Texas, it looks like we've got James Tallarico. What up, Tantans? Guys, tap the screen. I need to mod somebody on YouTube. Let me see if I can catch them. Tap the screen. We're going to be doing some debates tonight. Where is my... There it is. What's up, Lauren? What's up? It's looking like it. Yeah, it looks like Tallarico's taking it. Chat, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. Tell me why you like Trump. Oh, shit. Oh no, I still had matchmaking going on my game. I just had to close it. Chat, how are we doing tonight? How have the debates been? God dang. Can Tallarico beat Cornyn? I hope so too. Where's my multi-guest window? Where are the Trump supporters at, guys? It's pretty hard to defend liking Trump right now, isn't it? Pretty hard. People are just, their brains are broken. Move to China. Move to Russia. Move to fucking Belarus. Move to Hungary. You want authoritarian dictatorship? Go do that. MAGA has no idea what to say right now. Y'all were duped. It's the only thing you could say. Y'all were duped. You thought no new wars was the deal, and now you have to pretend you're okay with this. Even Nick Fuentes, I heard that. Nick Fuentes is telling his people to vote Democrat. Woof. Texas Supreme Court pauses order extending vote. I can't. Whoa, gifting suspended. What did I do? Or it is the dim votes after 8 p.m. won't count because of Texas Supreme Court. Woof, woof, woof. Crocker voters shouldn't have an issue showing up for Tellerico. Like, if you liked Crockett, you just wanted somebody who is like fierce, somebody who's not so nice. But I think you're still okay with Tellerico. My hesitation with Jasmine Crockett is she wouldn't announce Israel. And I have been in this corner of TikTok that they really talk about like the CIA or the intelligence of Israel and how they've just like gone to every politician and they'll primary you if you don't say you'll support Israel. So like, is that Jasmine Crockett? I don't know. Pickles, do you know you don't have guest access? Let me see. I think I do. That works. Testing.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, we hear you. There, it works. Maybe just for some people. Y'all, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. Something happened weird when I started my stream today. It says that your content doesn't seem to match the description of your last live, and it offered me a chance to change the genre of my live, and I didn't. We've kind of low numbers today, but we also don't have very many likes, so you guys can help out with some likes. The gifting's been turned off too. That hurts Iago. TikTok's fucked up on every live today. Hmm. That's rough. Yellow.
Hey, Pickles.
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
Doing all right. How are you?
Good. Thanks for asking. I checked out Dr. Blitz.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kind of flattered, dude. I mean, I have a 2-year degree, not even a degree, I've got 2 years in community college. And you think I can debate a doctor in physics, of all things?
I'm not asking you to outsmart him. I'm asking you to bring your questions, your big
That makes more
skepticism.
sense.
Bring your
That's what I
questions
have.
to him. Talk to
I
him.
do have some. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I have questions for him because I listen to him and he's a real smart guy. I would definitely have more questions than snarky comments for that guy.
Yeah.
But you're more my, my rank. You didn't go to college, right?
No.
You just rely on your own research most of the time for stuff, right? Well, I'm doing a lot of research, but I can't talk about it because I'll get booted off. We've got 5 years left, but the apocalypse is boring to everyone. So go figure.
I think a lot of people are desensitized, but I don't think anyone's saying that we're all going to die in 5 years.
What is it? The point of no return in 5 years?
Yeah, it's apparently it doesn't really. No one really cares, right?
That's
Thank
what
you.
I'm thinking. It doesn't look like anyone gives a darn about it. I mean, we got 5 years before it's too late to do anything.
We've got people
And
chaining themselves to buildings. Climate scientists. You not
those are
seen that?
activists.
They're
Well,
scientists. They're the people who
no,
like deeply think that these things are true.
well, no, back up now because you guys told me, oh, you don't look at doctors and their opinion. I said, well, is Greta Thunberg a doctor? And you said she's an activist. And
Right?
that's what I'm telling you is these people that park their butts in the middle of the road so people can't go to
They
work.
can be both. They can be both. So if
Okay.
these people are also climate scientists, they can be activists as well. And if these people are deeply if they
Misled.
think these things are all true, they're not being paid. They think these things are true, and they get locked up. Some of them get felonies
Huh.
for this.
It's kind of funny because I was telling you that you're playing your games online doesn't hurt the environment. In fact, it helps. I said it was good, that CO2 is good for the plants and everything. And that girl booted me off and said it was misinformation. But it's etiquette to tell what it is that's being misinformed instead of just saying, that guy's wrong. Is CO2 not? You ever go into the grocery store and you see a cantaloupe the size of a basketball? It's because they pump CO2 into those growing chambers. So, I mean, it's not crazy cuckoo science that I'm talking about here. It's fact.
Okay. I still I think that you've just been mystified by like some things of doubt, and all you have to do is like say some, or all you have to say is some like snarky comments about what science thinks, like if CO2 is bad for the atmosphere, but you think it's good, and
Well, are you
it,
talking about? We're talking about consensus. That's where we are with global warming. Is it's a consensus that we're heating up
it's like
the planet.
resolved science. That's what it is.
No, it's a consensus.
It's
Science
resolved.
is science is rarely resolved. They're always learning more and more and more, and putting it to the test is really where it's at. But you guys are confirmation bias. You just go around looking for ways to prove what you already believe, which is bad science. But I mean,
If the science checks out 1,000 times a day all over the world, I think it's probably fine.
okay. Well, because it's really a consensus because they don't know if there's a feedback loop or not. There's two types of feedbacks. There's a positive and a negative. They haven't even proven if there's a negative or a positive feedback. For all we know, we're in a negative feedback loop, which is a good thing, which means we'll continue to be stable. Which I don't know if you know, but the most amazing thing about our climate is the fact that it is so stable. You guys see hurricanes and think that's unstable, but
No, we
it's
see
really
amount
not.
of hurricanes. We see amount, like we see the quantity go up.
Well, um, if I know you're tired of Tony Heller, but if you go to he's got this application where it does graphs and statistics, but he taps into NOAA and GISS and other government bases, and then he shows where they're fudging the numbers. I mean, it's kind of like watching Columbo. Really, he just shows how the bad guys are doing it. It's really
Yeah, I've
fascinating.
seen his explanation on how they're fudging numbers, and
No, you
it's
saw
not
you
good.
saw you saw potholders uh
Debunking of it?
debunking. Uh-huh. But you
Yeah,
never watched any of Tony's. But look, I'm going to get booted off here if we keep talking global warming.
yeah,
I had do you mind if I change the subject? I had a question for
please.
you real quick.
Yeah.
Um so people who identify as an opposite sex, gender,
Gender.
right? Um hold on a second, my cat. Okay, so they're not comfortable identifying as the gender they were born in. Is that right? A lot of times. It
Yes.
doesn't mean now not all of them have dysphoria though, right?
Right.
Okay. Um but they don't like let's say they don't like the baggage that comes along with being the gender that they were born in. We can call it it's cumbersome to them. Um what if let's say and we call those people sometimes they refer to themselves as non-binary, right?
Okay.
Well, I've met a few people like that, and I respect their wishes because I mean I don't want to be an asshole. I agree with Jordan Peterson though about compelled speech. That's a whole nother topic. By the way, I like your JP impression. It's not bad. But what I was getting at is, what if I would like to, and I'm not trying to be silly because I've heard other people say, well, I think it was Pierce Morgan said, well, what if I want to identify as a black lesbian? He's just being silly. I don't know why anyone would feel that way. But I do believe there's people who feel non-racial. And hear me out here. If you're annoyed like I am by people of all genders and races equally, what if I'm a non-racial person who doesn't like all the baggage that comes along with being a white male? And then if you happen to be a straight white male, you're even more person non grata. I mean, you get where I'm going with this?
I think the obsession with this will definitely be studied, because I don't think you have any sort of feelings towards like what, I don't know, Christians believe. You don't think any of that's a joke, right? And you're probably just going to point to how popular it is, which is really going to bite you in the ass because you just did that to me when I point to climate science.
Well, I don't know what you mean by how Christians feel about it. I already told you I'm not.
They literally think
religious.
they're doing telepathy. They think they're speaking to a sky daddy when they do prayers.
Right.
They do things of worship in buildings that's tax-free. They circumcise children. They've been doing it since the Dark Ages. You have no feelings on any of this. You don't care. You let them mind their business, and you respect their religion. Same thing with Jewish people, Muslim people, all of those things.
Would you rather be circumcised or uncircumcised?
I honestly would never know. I don't know. I'm fine the way I am, and I didn't have a choice because I was. But
well, you can't just say, yeah, I guess I prefer to end up the way it is. All things considered, I didn't know about it at the time, but from what you've learned about it, and plus the aesthetics of it, you might just say, yeah, I'm kind of glad that it happened to me. You can't say that.
I don't care. It wasn't. You were mutilating children. The same thing that you guys are obsessed with pointing at us for, when we're not really doing anything outside of like what's medically practiced.
I'm getting at is I'm glad that I am circumcised, and I'm even double glad that I didn't have to make that decision as a grown man. Happens to you when you're an infant, you don't even know about your member down there. I mean,
and you lose a lot of sensitivity, a lot.
Well,
so like, I will never know what it feels like to have that.
That's something that we need, is more sensitivity in that region for men, right?
Is that
because we're not
something you struggle with?
Not horny enough as it is, right? Especially young men.
We'll never know.
Huh. All right. Well, you got me there. You got me on everything, but man-made global warming, which you can't talk about.
No, I just want to point to you the hypocrisy about us having this.
Well, I think it's apples and oranges. The whole reason you guys bring up the circumcision is because we like to bring up the chemical castrations, which are rare, because you said they're rare. I looked into it, and sure enough, you're right, Pickles. Yeah. It's rare. But one thing I noticed is when we talk about the suicidality rates, trying to say the word so you don't get dinged or whatever, but when we talk about like the after surgery, if the rates go down or up, you guys don't talk about that. You just call it gender care, or
affirming care,
gender affirming care, which can or may not involve surgery. Am I right about that?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's trying to prescribe that at a young age. No one's pushing that. In fact, we push against it. Most of science says no, that's not good at a younger age. None of this is a new idea Democrats came up with. None of this is something one of our politicians taught us and brainwashed us with. This is just us being open to the idea of science. And what they've done is they've fetishized it, and they've connected the entire liberal party to this thing you like really don't know and you think is icky. That's what they've done. That's it. Nothing about our party means we want to do this anything extra over and above what science says. You guys are just finding this and finding something to be outraged about when you have it all on your side. You walk past people every day that believe in the most superstitious nonsense bullshit, and you think it's okay. You think nothing of it. You think it's good, actually, probably. You look at somebody who's Christian, you're like, that person's got morals. That's probably what you do. And that is just bullshit. It's the same bullshit. You're just co-signing that and looking at this and saying it's weird.
You guys have your own flavor of religiosity and you're amongst liberals. I can give you an example. You
Okay.
think, even though the gaming industry, and compared to other things, it's minor, but the gaming industry is contributing to global warming. But being the good little Catholic that you are, you can just buy penance by making sure you have an efficient power supply for your computer. And I get, what do the Catholics call that when they just pay for? Uh, I'm not Catholic. I'm not even religious.
Tithing?
But yeah, that's what you do because oh well, I can play my game and
My
I'll just buy the
carbon
power supply.
footprint is pretty small, man. There's just not
Well,
much
no,
you
you're
can
part of a
say.
community that has a big carbon footprint, and it's really unnecessary. Except entertainment is very necessary, but I'm just saying it's not a life or death
I'm
situation
not
that you have
flying
to
on
have.
jets, man. I'm not flying on jet. Like you don't have a
Like the
point to make.
people, like the people that go to the climate summits in Davos, uh, 500 private jets land for that thing. But we can't talk about. Oh, you know what? I do have to tell you this though. Do you ever? Because I'm learning stuff every day about it. About I'm not going to say global warming. I'm just going to say about environmentalism. I consider myself an environmentalist. I know you think you have to be have a degree to be one, right?
No,
But
I think that you're like the way you vote's completely antithetical to environmentalism.
okay, well, you see these whales that wash up on the beach and they're still alive and they just go there to die, and everyone shows up and they're like, oh my gosh, nobody can figure out what's going on. Why are they doing this? Well, apparently the government has known since 1991 that these windmills, they call them offshore mills that they put in the ocean. You know, sound waves travel through water 5 times faster than they do through the air. By the time these sound waves, they have to hammer those things in the ocean floor. I don't know why you're rolling your eyes, dude. It's bad news. It's 200 decibels. How would you like to be hit with 200 decibels while you're trying to hunt? Once they go deaf, they're useless. They end up on the beach and they die. They're done. And so, you know, if you've heard anything of the opposite, well, that's going to be the opposite alternative forms of energy. Solar is going to, you know, come at you, and everybody's like throwing mud at each other,
Hold on.
and they're all.
Okay. There's no scientific evidence linking offshore wind turbines to whale deaths. According to NOAA fisheries and other marine experts, while construction noise and increased vessel traffic can temporarily disturb marine mammals, they do not cause direct mortality, and whale deaths are primarily caused by ship strikes and
Come on, I
entanglements.
called you up and I showed you how Grok got schooled by Tony Heller. You know what Grok and all those do? They just go around and they scan for all the human. They don't scan for hard data. They scan for human opinions, and there's your positive feedback loop right there. You don't even, yeah, dude. It's. I mean, how would you? How do you think? Just think. You don't even have to be a scientist, but think about it. I mean, that's noisy down there. Those offshore mills. Plus, the blades fall off into the ocean. I'm just saying, dude. You really had to watch that because I brought it up to you. It's called Planet of the Humans, and I told you about how they make these solar panels. And you said, "Well, how old is that movie?" And I said, "I don't know, 10 years old." I looked it up later. It came out in 2019, so it's not quite 10 years old. But you said, you know, they've come a long way. They've industrialized it. They make it differently. They've made advancements. So I said, well, maybe Pickles is right. And I looked into it, and sad to say, it's just as toxic as ever. They're putting sulfur dioxide in the air, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. They have to burn coal to heat up that stuff. And then here's the kicker. These panels last 20, 25 years. After that, what happens to them? They get shipped off to some poor country where the kids are picking them apart and it's a hazard there. Uh,
And they recycle them?
no, some of these things you can't recycle. And like these blades on the wind, why don't you look that up and ask if those are recyclable? It's a nightmare, dude. They're making things worse. All this
They're
alternative
they're
energy.
they are net green. They are net green. They pay
No, they
themselves
are
off in
not.
10 years. Their
But
carbon footprint pays itself
they're
off. I
carbon.
believe it's 10 years. Windmill
They can do
investments have
anything with
gone
those
up year
numbers.
over
They don't
year.
calculate the carbon monoxide and the sulfur and the hydro, all all the other stuff that goes
I
in
can
when you
just
burn
hear
coal.
Tony Heller speaking to you,
Why do you
like
think
whispering in your
coal?
ear these
Well, why do you
things.
think coal has such a bad reputation? Coal is terrible. Okay, and that's what they use to to make these panels. It's funny because I asked AI. I said, do they use charcoal No, first I asked, how do they make the solar panels?
Solar
And it went
panels
through the
are
whole process.
85 to 95% recyclable.
I know, that's what I read too. And then I thought, well, shit, I'm wrong. Then I asked, do they use coal to make solar panels? And then you get all the real skinny on it. Let me tell you. Then they tell you
Are the
that, yes,
parts
they do.
already made with coal recyclable though?
Recyclable coal. What the F
No,
are you
the
talking
parts
about?
that are made by burning
What
coal.
parts? The parts are the quartz that they have to melt. And I said 1800 degrees. I was wrong about that. It's 3600 degrees. Okay. So that's just so they can melt the freaking quartz to make these panels. I don't know why you're
Okay,
rolling
so
your
the
eyes.
so the panels that can be recyclable, that happens once.
Can they be recycled? I didn't look into
Yes.
that. Uh-huh.
The quartz panels?
Mm-hmm. They last 25 years and then they get recycled.
This quartz panels are good after that.
Okay.
The primary glass, the aluminum, the copper, capable of being recovered and reused. While technically feasible, large-scale recycling is currently limited by high cost, with many panels still ending up in landfills. Specialized recycling process can, however, recover valuable materials like silver.
Hold on. I gotta turn my TV off.
So we just need to streamline the recycling process. You're just like throwing your hands up like this is so bad, and then I could just hear
How do you
the guy
recycle all
you
the
listen
gases?
to and your
No,
rhetoric.
you can't hear because you heard like 10 seconds from potholders video.
No, I just
You
hear
can't
your
anything.
rhetoric.
No. Well, finally, I just want to ask you one more thing because I'm surprised I made it this long without getting booted, but I'm glad I can be part of your revenue system because I like your show a lot. But no, there's this battery plant that blew up. It was about a year ago in California. I think they were calling it Moss Landing. I've got it written down, but I can't find my paper. Did you hear about it? Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, so it's a battery plant in California. It caught fire. It was really an explosion, but they said it caught fire. It burned for 3 weeks. Do you know how they put the fire out?
They didn't. They just let it burn.
They didn't. They just let that sucker burn for 3 weeks, pouring terrible chemicals into the. And here's the thing: it cost $500 million, all subsidized by the government. And do you know why a private company? I just found this out. I was doing some research, but a private company wouldn't have put $500 million in a battery plant in that location because it's been known for 30 years that humidity and moisture makes these batteries prone to explosion, not catching fire. I know that's what the news reported, but it's an actual explosion, and they could tell by looking at the cobalt. That's another thing. You know, these batteries have a lot of cobalt, which is mined in China by the Uyghur Muslims who are slaves and their children, and they're getting poisoned by this cobalt. Cobalt's a carcinogen. They can tell it exploded. They look at it and it's like 50 microns and it's jagged. And so it's just bad news all around. You don't even have to be a skeptic to be at least concerned like I am that, okay, if let's just assume that what you doomsdayers, what you think is going to happen is going to happen. Is this really the best way that we can deal with it? When you say these things pay off in 10 or 15 years, they don't. It's all just everything right now is an experiment anyway. It's all experimental. And
dude, were you just watching Cops? You sound out of breath. You all right?
Oh. No, I'm just walking around because I sit in a chair all day when I work, and so I just walk. But thanks for the concern. I appreciate that.
Dude, I don't want to flood the show with green energy skepticism. All of it, like at every turn, you've been just kind of like caught with things like, oh, they're recyclable. And then you have to appeal to emotion. The Uyghur Muslims, dude, look what you guys are doing right now in the United States to undocumented migrants.
Do you want me to say something racist so everyone will clap and all your listeners will be like, yeah, this is what we tune in for. And then you can kick me off and you guys can all do a virtual high five. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say, dude.
No, I was like, well, you're right. Like, it's kind of bullshit. It's kind of bullshit. Dang, what we're doing is pretty bad, and I've stopped agreeing with Trump on this. But that's too much. It's too much to ask for MAGA. You guys have to, you have to virtue signal and cherry pick things around the world at the right time. They're like, look at all of these happy Iranian people. Turns out they're not. They're all chanting death to America right now. They're bombing the absolute fuck out of all of the
You just used the
embassies.
word all. You said all when we know that's not true. See, both sides engage in hyperbole.
All what? Where was I wrong when I said all?
Well, you said all Iranians are upset with us bombing their country, and that's just factually not true because for 20 years you can watch them on TV and they're saying we need
The
them to
regime
bomb.
is not gone. The regime is stronger than ever. They've martyred the Ayatollah. They are emboldened. They are about to fuck us hardcore in a long-term war that we brought short-term weapons for. We're about to we've shaken the hornet's nest. It's real
that
bad.
guy. I was surprised the other night when you started talking about John. I get his name wrong. It sounds like karaoke, but it's
Karyaku.
right. And I've been watching that guy on and off for years. Like he's someone I don't scroll past if he comes up in my feed because he's a real smart guy for sure. But I was watching what he had to say the other night. Judge Napolitano from Fox News was interviewing him, and I thought of you as like, wow, this guy's from Fox News, and the guy you listen to is being interviewed by someone from Fox News. But it's pretty educational. That guy knows a lot about what's really going on over there. So I'm still forming opinions and collecting data. Your buddy John didn't seem to think it's a great idea what Trump has done. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm running out of steam pickles.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
think we're really in for a good one here. And I think that Trump's going to lose the midterms bad. I think he's absolutely fucked.
Yeah, I don't see it, especially with all the. Well, are you comfortable talking about what all the shenanigans that they're finding out that happened in Fulton County and other places?
No, it hasn't even hit my news cycle.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be the one to tell you about it. It'll be popping up slowly. Because that's what happens. A lot of things that we Trump supporters say, you guys are like, oh, you crazy conspiracy theorist. And then 6 months later, the shit comes true. And then
Can you
guys
name a
act like
time
all
that's
over the
happened?
place. Yeah, last time we talked about it, you got kicked off your show. Like the Chi-Coms just shut you down immediately. So we were talking about gain of function research and other things. You know what I mean? But that's a good example.
Yeah, still a conspiracy to think that Fauci was some person who wanted to kill everybody. What's the motive? What's he trying to do? Whose best interest
That's
is
your
it
straw man
anywhere?
argument. That's your straw man argument because I told you it wasn't a deliberate thing. It was incompetence. I mean, they got loosey goosey in the lab over there. People in our State Department were warning.
Okay,
We had
but
this
y'all were
discussion.
thinking we did this on purpose. There were people that demonized Fauci, demonized the current government, thought Biden did it, thought Democrats did it to steal the election. All of those things were things you were probably saying, yeah, probably. And then when like something adjacent comes true, you're like, oh yeah, I was
No.
right.
That's not what happened. I was curious, so I started reading about it, and then I found out about Ecolab and the World Health Organization working with Ecolab and Peter Datz working with Ecolab, and you're not ever going to learn about those things because why would you? I mean, it hurts your side. So
No, none of us. Everybody still today maintains that the COVID vaccine is still safe and effective. The people who didn't take it, aka Republicans, died at a 15% higher rate.
I've heard you say that a million
all
times.
of these things are true. They're all still true. None of it was a scam. Thank God Trump passed the Project Warp Speed. Like, you guys are so, like, you have no way to condemn this directly.
Well, Pickles, I don't know if me and you talked about this about 3 months ago one night and you got kicked off. But yeah, that whole thing, it was just a big shenanigan.
Yeah, by Republicans. Everybody on our side didn't have any sort of like revelation of things came true or some new information. No, we were all entirely correct about masks, about vaccines, about social distancing, about shutdowns. People didn't do shutdowns. Their economy reversed course faster because people went right back to work, but their fatality rates went up. Like, you guys deliberately just killed people for the sake of numbers being positive.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't even let people who are dying visit their loved ones.
You guys, did we
Your
vote for
side.
that? No, actually, all sides, all of science agreed that that was a thing. That wasn't a Democrat thing. Can you tell me where Democrats did that?
I think closing down the schools was a Democrat thing too.
So there you go. Like, these are wild stretch of the imaginations to attach these bad ideas to Democrats. None of that is democratic. All of these things happened all over the world. Whether or not Democrats were there or not, it happened.
Hey, do you ever watch Bill Maher? You probably don't like him, do you?
I don't know. I don't really care for Bill Maher.
Okay. Well, I'm older than you, but he's like an old school liberal, which is what I consider myself to be. And I remember he was just, oh man, during a few months after Rona, he was sharing information about these surveys. They would ask liberals, what are the chances you're going to end up in the hospital and die if you get COVID? And they were all saying 80% and whatnot. And he pointed out that the Republicans were like right on the money, whatever it was, 3%, 6%. And he's just always pointing out interesting differences between the left and the right. And if you watch his show a lot, you'd be hard pressed to even realize that he hates
I would
Donald Trump.
rather be on the side of public safety than the people who want to be cavalier about spreading a virus and killing their family.
Well, public safety, would that be because California is planning on building 100 more of those battery plants right next to the ocean where it's humid, and they're sure to catch fire. Only 8 others have already caught fire in California. So, I mean, is that compassionate?
What? You guys don't believe in climate change. You guys are literally laxing all of the laws that at least throttle the effects of man-made climate change, and you guys are full gas on the pedal. You're
Well, you
just
guys are-
all the way, and you're like, look at all these wildfires. By the way, it's Democrats' fault.
Well, look at you guys. You're sitting on the Permian Basin there in Texas, right? You got all this natural gas underneath you. Instead, you want to run these 750 gigawatt extension cords for thousands of miles across farmers' lands and whatnot. And then you guys still can't make sure everybody's warm in the wintertime. That's all mismanagement.
Sounds like Greg. Yeah, it sounds like Abbott needs to go.
Sure. If he's
That's a Republican, right?
Is he the one that's putting in the batteries? Because they're trying to build these.
He's the one who took millions to redo our power grid. He took millions and didn't do it.
These battery plants that they're building, they're not for car batteries or bike batteries. These are batteries that they have to store the energy from the windmills and the solar panels because
these things need updated. Yes, they need to be updated. And you can point to some weird niche thing that no Republican is sympathetic to at all. Only liberals, but I don't know. What are y'all doing about this stuff? You guys are just like calling people who are worried about these things crazy. And framing it as if we're all conspiracy theorists, while the entire world, you can see our Navy.
It's not just that you're worried; you're making it worse.
No,
it's great that you're worried, but you're making things worse.
The Navy itself, one of the biggest investments is green energy. Did you know that? The Navy, the government. So the government, who you think is lying to you, so firmly believes that this is a thing that they make its biggest investment in green energy.
I don't know. I'll look into it. But that doesn't change the fact that it's very inefficient and it's bad for the environment. It's worse for the environment. That's why I like to talk about CO2. If pumping CO2 is not bad for the environment, then let's do that instead of all these battery plants and,
What's the alternative? What's the alternative to a battery plant?
Fossil fuels. Why put all these other steps in the middle if it's not efficient? If it's hurting the environment? If it's killing whales.
Oh my God. You have such childish thinking. You're just like, what is the truth? What is the truth? If CO2 is not bad for us,
I don't know. Don't bait me. I'll start talking about CO2.
don't, please. Green energy is bad for the environment. This is crazy talk. I can't even entertain this.
Could you do me a favor and just check out, like, not right now, but that Planet of the Humans, and see if your opinion changes at all on the green movement?
Sure.
Like I said, it's produced by Michael Moore. He's not a right wing nut job, right?
No, but he's not the smartest man on earth either.
Well, no, but he just produced it. He's not the one doing all the research. There's
Okay.
scientists in there. He interviews scientists. He interviews the guy that tells, this is where I learned how they make the solar panels. He goes all into it. And then you said, oh, they've updated their methods. And I looked it up and they haven't. So
Updated their
just
methods.
for making solar panels.
We industrialize solar panels every day. Of course we have.
Yeah, but they're not any safer than they were 10 or 20 years ago.
How not?
I just told you they have to burn coal. They have to melt these things. They have to melt the quartz and the coal together at 3,600 degrees. That puts.
You know Trump's big on coal, right?
We haven't built
real big.
When's the last time we built a coal-powered plant? In
Trump doesn't shut up about coal. What do you mean?
It's been like what, 10 years since we built a coal.
Trump wants to get back to coal. He said it 1,000,000 times.
I have to look in fact, I got my computer right here.
Clean coal.
Oh yeah, clean coal. The Canadians claim to have that down pat. So clean coal is something different. I mean, if they were able to capture the carbon from coal-powered plants, that would be a good thing, right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So until we can put a clean-powered plant, I don't think he's just pushing for regular old coal, because only
clean coal is largely a market-driven term for technologies designed to reduce pollution and carbon emissions from burning coal, but it is not truly clean. While techniques like carbon capture, scrubbers, and high-efficiency burning can reduce sulfur, nitrogen, and CO2, coal remains a major source of greenhouse gases and toxic ash. So it's not completely efficient. So I think it's a straw man to say it's actually clean coal. It's just a marketing term.
You know, nuclear energy is really the way to go.
Yeah, I know. But Trump wants coal. So you're straw manning the left's position on batteries being bad because we need coal, or solar panels being bad because we need coal once. Like, these are obviously carbon neutral after 10 or 20 years. We can see that, considering all those things. They don't forget about those things when they say it's carbon neutral. They don't forget. They think about that.
Well, coal's obviously the most unpopular fuel to burn, right? What's right behind it? It is.
Okay, yeah.
Nuclear is right behind it.
I don't know why nuclear would be right behind it. If anybody's against nuclear, I don't know. It's wiener conservatives that just don't understand science.
The left used to hate nuclear.
Yeah, but we are the ones who trust science. So as science develops,
you guys have a hangover apparently, because you're still like, no one wants it, and it's your side that.
Our side. Okay, Joe Biden signed an executive order in 2024 July, investing more into nuclear.
You're probably right. It's not your side. What it is, it's all the other sides. Like, you got the coal industry, you got the natural gas industry, you got the.
Gee, I wonder whose decision could be swayed. Whose decision do you think is most likely to be swayed by an oil company or a coal company? Trump, who loves money, who doesn't shut the fuck up about misinformation about windmills and coal and all of the things, and that climate change is not real. He thinks that the Earth's going to get or is it Biden, who made the largest investment in all of these things?
So these windmills don't kill birds.
No, not to a degree that cats kill them. I think we can start worrying about windmills after they exceed cat.
Well, cats kill birds that are sort of smaller than them, but we're talking about raptors. These windmills kill raptors that are like, they've got a
Okay.
5 foot wingspan.
You guys hunt things
And they're
for
and
no
they're on
reason.
the
The right
endangered
goes around
list.
just hunting shit for no reason. So spare me.
And they're on the endangered species list. But in 1991, I was telling you, it was against the law to kill whales. They actually had to go to the government and get permission to kill the whales from their windmills.
What?
Yeah, they knew that a certain number of whales were going to die, and sure enough,
There's no
they did it.
scientific evidence that relates windmills to whales dying.
Yeah, there is. I'll provide it next time I call, because I just watched a documentary on it the other day. It was like 2 days after they started surveying is when all these whales started washing up. I forgot to write down where it was, but I'll get that back. I'll get back to you. Hey, Pickles, let me ask you, how do I get on your Discord page? Because I'm getting tired. It's time for my bed, and I was just curious about that.
Just go to my link tree. After you download Discord, you got to make a user, and then
I did that.
click on my link tree. It's the first link, and it'll invite you in. If that doesn't work, you'll have to like copy the link into your Safari browser or whatever browser your phone has.
Okay, I'll give it a try. I'm too tired to argue with you. You're beating my butt pretty good tonight, but it's still nice talking to you. And
You too.
talk to you later, buddy.
All right, bub. All right, we got some extra voices real quick that want to come say some stuff. Artemis, you're... Oh, yeah.
What's up?
I love y'all. While y'all talk, I'm listening, but I'm going to go do a thing.
Yeah, you're good. Hey, Infectious.
Hey, can you guys hear me all right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. My grid changed and I don't see myself, so I was just curious.
Shoot. No, I can see you. We can hear you. So no, wind turbines are not taking out the whales.
No, wind turbines do not hurt whales. Wind turbines do not hurt whales.
I will say sonar from submarines have been seen to hurt like marine life.
Yes.
I don't know if we want to talk about that.
Scares away a lot of ocean-dwelling animals.
Yes, it does, because it's very loud. And then I'm trying to remember everything.
Actually, just to add on to what Pickles was talking about a minute ago, the Joe Biden signing in extra or reducing regulations actually on nuclear energy. It's actually called the Advance Act. Signed in 2024. It was designed to cut a lot of regulatory red tape in building new nuclear facilities and in promotion of what they call brown sites. Brown sites are basically like when you take a coal plant and you take the coal burning aspect out of it, but you leave the steam and energy generation portion of it, and you build a nuclear site in place of it. Very cool idea. The problem that we've had forever was that coal has an innate radioactivity to it because of uranium and thorium leaking into coal. And so a lot of these brown sites have they have basically radiation soaked into the ground because of so much coal being there for so long.
It's a recycling
and
method.
It actually was above. Yeah, it was actually above the safety limit, the safety regulation limit that they had on building nuclear facilities. It was kind of one of those things, if you want to build a nuclear power plant, the ground radioactivity couldn't be above a certain level. So those two regulations conflicted with each other, and the Advance Act provided not only funding for cleanup of those sites, but it reduced regulations just a little bit because nuclear reactors are much more efficient and safer now than they used to be.
Mm-hmm. We actually learned quite a bit from Chernobyl. Actually, we learned a significant amount, and we are still learning more. The other thing that was driving me bonkers, I'm so sorry, there are microplastics in everyone's blood. I don't know if y'all know that. If you didn't, spoiler alert, there is. That should be a bigger priority than wind turbines. I just want to prioritize here. And that, I believe, is connected to the ocean because we are getting the microplastics in our food sources, and then we're eating the food, and it's getting into our bodies, and it's fun.
Yummy.
Yeah, we don't really know the effects that it's having, but we know that it can't be good. So that was something that also was mind-boggling. But I see that Tanner is here.
Tans.
Hey, Tanner.
Well, I mean, look, we talk about the brown stains. You know, I'm a huge fan of the brown stains. Really fun with that topic, honestly. We talk about and then the people talk. They say sure. We talk about the. I think everything's going good. Really, I think we're doing tremendous. I think that something is happening. I think that you take a look at what happened when the other guy was in office. Gee, I mean, you take a look at that rigged election. What a rigged election! You take a look at that, and this country's hot. I mean, it's hot, really hot. Everything's hot. You know, Bobby's been on the microplastics. He has. He's been on the microplastic. He says, sure. How many microplastics? And that's the end of the conversation. Thank you so.
How many microplastics?
Yeah, Bobby's
Actually-
microplastics deposited on his larynx.
He
He talks like this.
he probably doses himself with microplastics to build an immunity to him. It's probably what's in that blue shit he pours on all of his food.
I'm pretty sure that's cocoa silver.
Yeah.
Something. Please don't anyone ingest that. Please don't. I beg of you. Because like it like infiltrated the holistic side on TikTok. Like for a while, I was getting ads for it. You don't need that. Please don't put that in your body. That is a heavy metal. Please don't do that.
Don't you turn blue if you do a lot of it?
After a while, yes. If you ingest
Yes.
enough of it, you will turn blue.
That is insane.
Yeah, in fact, actually, what's so sad is like my mother, who, by the way, she had a kidney transplant, for those that were keeping up with that, and she's doing great. So my family's doing really great. Her kidney functions up to, I think, to 50%. But besides the point, when she was really sick, she actually bought something that had that colloquial silver in it. And I looked at her and I said, I am throwing this in the trash. I said, this will unalive you. No. And she had no idea. Like, and then I showed her all the information. She was like, that's not what they told me. And I was like, yeah. They're not going to tell you what it really does to you. It's very dangerous.
Colloidal silver is not good for you when taken orally. There is no scientific evidence. And of course, RFK takes it on the daily. What a fucking nut job.
I bet he moisturizes with it too.
Oh, dude,
Every
what
day,
an
right
idiot.
before he jumps into the bath with his jeans on.
So manly. Sitting in the sauna, drinking milk, and sitting in your jeans.
The US and EU consider it
Kid Rock.
unsafe and ineffective for treating any disease or condition.
It's literally just poison. You're just poisoning yourself.
Oh, they're like, don't give me that vaccine. I want this.
Yeah, no, it's so pickled. It's hard out here. It's really hard in these streets. I'm not gonna lie.
Ah.
Like, people are afraid of like an injection, but they'll be like, I don't need the eyedropper. I just chug as much as I think I need, and I'm like, oh god, we're there. We're at that point. So yeah. I just came up here for the sciencey little things because there were some interesting things being said. But yeah, also propellers are really dangerous. But the thing about people don't understand about whales, last thing I'll say about whales, about beaching themselves, there are reasons that we don't know why. And we don't know if it's human, we don't know if it's natural, but there are times, many documentations where there is a mass beaching of whales or of dolphins, and we don't know why.
Can I add something?
Yeah, but there's documented incidents of that. There's documented incidents of that going back well before the industrial era.
Yes.
There is, if you guys want to get some brainworm in you, there is colloidal silver is actually used to make blue jeans bluer. That is an actual fact. So when you see him working out in blue jeans,
That's why they're so blue.
that's why.
Is it from the sweat? Is it from the sweat?
That's why what's her name's jeans are blue.
Damn. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Getting some brainworm in me tomorrow on this.
That's why what's her name's jeans are blue.
Oh god, you're talking about Sydney Sweeney.
Yes.
Oh, I hate her. I saw her and I just didn't like her. You getting suppressed tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, apparently TikTok's going I didn't see Good Trouble had a good amount of viewers. Some other people I saw. So
I don't know.
I know,
Are you guys reposting?
Matt was rocking with like 1,000 people.
Is everybody in here reposting? Is everybody sending their heart me's? Is everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing? I see some taps, but I think we can get up to 50. I think we get up to 50,000 taps. I think.
oh
Y'all
yeah,
can
what
do
are
it.
you guys are selfish.
Okay, that might
Tap
not
the
work.
screen.
That might not work.
You guys are self-centered. Tap the screen.
No, it's the likes just stop.
But yeah, and I'm gonna definitely hop down. I just wanted to add a couple of those little things. So I was like, yeah. All right. Y'all have a lovely evening. I'll be listening in the comments. And thank you so much for the gifts for those that gave them. I really appreciate it. And love you, Pickles. Love you, Infectious. I'll talk to y'all later.
Love you. Bye. Chad, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop on in the box, especially if you drink colloidal silver, because I have some questions for you.
You know, funny enough, I just got curious about something and I looked it up. You know what they use to make synthetic indigo?
What?
Which is the main dye they use for blue jeans? Coal tar. Synthetic indigo is made from coal tar.
Like the burning of coal, scraping the tar, the soot. Hello? I'm going to think it was an accident. Come on back if it wasn't an accident. Sound like you're like in a loud place. Chat, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. We might reset. Do you guys want to reset real quick? See, don't tell us.
Might not be a bad idea.
Guys, I'm going to Google that. Christine Tom Tillis calls Christine Ohm's leadership a disaster. GOP senator absolutely excoriates Christine Ohm in wild. Whoa. Yikes. All right. Yeah, we're going to reset. Chat, let's reset. I'll see y'all in just a second. YouTube, I'm just going to chill. I'll see. We're just going to stay. I'll see you in a sec. All right. Okay. We are back. We are back. We are back. Welcome back, Marika. Yo, we are doing political debates. We are doing political debates. If you are a Trump supporter, come on in, come and join the box. Yellow.
Hey, when you're checking out in a grocery store, do you touch the receipt?
Sure.
Bro, no! Don't do that again. It lowers your testosterone. Don't do it. Don't do it, all right? Because lower testosterone raises cortisol and makes your calves smaller, and your zyno and your maximus. It's like you gotta recess, bro. We gotta ascend, all right?
For sure. Appreciate it.
All right, got you. Just looking out for you. Love you, big dog.
Smoochies.
All right, see ya.
Yellow.
What's up, dog?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I have common sense. I would never, ever vote for a worthless, unqualified, word salad Kamala Harris. If that makes any sense.
Have you heard Trump talk?
Yes.
Okay. So you think there were airports in the Revolutionary War, or do magnets go poof underwater? Should we nuke hurricanes? Are people eating the
Yes.
cats and dogs?
Yes, they were.
Mm-hmm.
So what? So how do you feel about? How do you feel about the Iranians blowing up or booming the school? How do you feel about that?
I think it would have never happened if Israel didn't convince Trump to attack.
Okay,
Right?
so you're twisting it into Trump's fault, right?
So, do you think those missiles would have been launched if we didn't attack?
But you are agreeing that it was the Iranians, right?
So, if this wouldn't have happened if because of us, it was us.
So you're agreeing that it is the Iranians that did
Is
it,
that the
right?
only thing you're worried about? Have you seen the munitions that were shot into Iran? Have you seen them? Have you looked at them? They're just cluster bombs. They're unguided cluster bombs. They're just meant to kill civilians.
Well, right. That's I mean they're they're a T group.
All of them?
The Iranians, yes.
So you're not freeing anybody. You're just going to indiscriminately kill everybody?
No. What are you talking about?
Who are we helping over there? What are we doing over there?
We're freeing the Iranian people from the T
And they
group.
love us right now. They're screaming death to
Yes.
America. Have you seen the video? It's beautiful.
No, they're screaming that they love Trump and
I don't
Americans
think
and all
so,
that.
bud.
Yes, they are.
All right, I'm going to help you out.
I've already seen it. You're watching.
Oh, so you saw it.
No. I've already seen it. I've watched Fox Entertainment. I mean,
Okay, so you just know that there is certainly some people that are happy about this. We just haven't seen the video.
what in your narrative, in your like delusional mind, you want so bad for America to fail because you're a fucking loser, is what it boils down to. And,
Dang, you got me.
that's well, yeah, no, it's the truth, and
Uh-huh.
it's sad, and you're anti-American, but it's pitiful.
Oh, wow.
And
You really nailed that down.
I know. I mean, and you are
Good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, go. I thought you were going to show me a video.
Oh, you said you already saw it.
Well, I mean, I've seen multiple videos of Iranians like just loving. I mean, show me the Harry Sisson, your bottom video. Show me that.
Look at that. Just an ocean of people. Look at that. Look at that. They're shouting death to America. That we just made more enemies. So those cluster munitions I talked about, they're just killing random people. So whether you were against the government or not, you now hate us. You hate us. You want nothing to do with us.
Okay.
So good job, dude. Good job. Trump really thought this through. Something that we've been trying to avoid for decades. Trump just did it. He was the person that was going to stop Netanyahu like every other president. He didn't.
How much? Okay, let me ask you this, and you'll tell me the truth, right?
Okay.
How much do you get paid to spew this bullshit?
Whatever my supporters send me.
No. How much? Okay, and who are your supporters?
Hillary Clinton, Taylor Swift, the DNC,
Okay.
Ro Khanna.
Okay. Yeah.
Ilhan Omar.
Oh yeah. You're getting some of that Leering Center money, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You guys aren't crazy. You think the entire opposite political party is paid for and shilled for, even though y'all are the Epstein class. Y'all are all of the people that were victim to Trump and Epstein and whatever Steve Bannon came up with and conspired with Epstein. Oh yeah.
Whoa. No, that's the Democrats. Come on now.
Was it?
Don't try to spin it. You know, I mean,
you know Howard Lutnick is in office right now, right? That guy who was real close to Epstein. He's in office right now. No investigation, no arrests.
I mean, there's no help for you people. I mean, it's pitiful. You know,
Dude,
I mean,
you can't think your way out of a paper bag, dude. We're talking about Iran. You're like, oh well, you're just un-American. And you just freaked out. You can't think your way out of it. Why are we doing this? You know that we've just unleashed a huge fucking fury of like a torrent of missiles and dead American soldiers because Trump is an idiot, like we said he is. He's an idiot.
Your TDS is insane. I mean,
I think y'all are the ones that have TDS. Y'all are the ones that everything he does is good. Your new stance, but like since 2024 election, you guys said no new wars. Now this is good. Why aren't we grateful that he's doing this to Cuba and Venezuela and now maybe Greenland and all these other? Why is he invading and breaking up NATO? What is he doing? We're supposed to be stoked, and I just have TDS, and the tariffs are all great.
So now you don't care about women's rights, right?
Women's right? Y'all are doing this in the name of women's rights?
You don't care about women's rights?
We actually, Trump was asked if he had any sort of initiative other than military. Y'all are the ones.
Women's rights now.
Of course I do. Y'all domestically are fucking up women's rights.
Oh.
What are y'all doing for women's rights? Tell me.
What about the Iranian women? You're not okay with them?
You're killing them. You're just killing them indiscriminately. I support their right to exist. And you don't.
You're the Iranian leader that you're like simping for.
No one simps for him. No one likes him.
How many people did he unalive?
I don't know. How many is Trump going to?
30,000.
And how many is Trump going to kill?
Whoa. Hold on. No. We're talking about the Iranian leader now.
And we're talking about us.
And you want to.
We're supposed to be the good guys.
The subject.
What are we accomplishing by killing them indiscriminately? We're freeing women. We're freeing women by killing them. We're helping their rights. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, we're.
Good stuff.
Go talk to them. They're happy.
No, that video didn't look like they're happy. You just martyred the Ayatollah. You just martyred him. He is now being worshipped. This is the best case scenario. Every politician in Iran, their best wish scenario, the best thing you could do for them, it is their last wish to be martyred and killed. We just did them a huge favor.
Anyways, whatever. You're fucking clueless.
Oh yeah, you're teaching us a lot.
Well, I mean, you're clueless, dude. I can't even talk to you because you're like, you don't even like. You're just a.
I'm not drunk as you.
Oh, now I'm drunk.
Are you?
Well, you said I was, right?
If I weren't drunk, I'd just be like, no, I'm not drunk. But you didn't do that.
Well, no, you're saying I am, so it's like, oh, okay.
You're slurring. You're slurring your words, friend.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm not drunk. I don't drink, so whatever.
Yikes.
Anyways, all right. Well, the thing is you're clueless, and there's no way to
You really got me. Why don't you just tell me what I'm clueless about? What am I clueless about? Why did we do this to Iran? To save the women, right? Has Trump brought that up?
It was to save the world from them having a super boom boom. Okay.
Sure. I thought we got rid of that.
Well, apparently there was an issue, so we
We weren't informed on it. In fact, Tulsi Gabbard, when we first did it, said they didn't have anything.
Okay, so what? I don't understand. So if there's a problem, why are you? Okay. So say there was, okay. So they've been able to, get close to a, super boom boom. Okay, so now you have a problem with that?
They have no delivery system. They're not even close. Yeah, Netanyahu's been saying
Okay,
they're getting close to one. Netanyahu's been saying this for 50 years, my friend. They've come out on every single news channel since saying that they have no desire to have nuclear weapons. What they're doing is they're enriching uranium since Trump took them out of the GCPOA.
What is your cry about then?
Trump took them out. Trump dissolved the Iran nuclear treaty. He dissolved it so that they can and had to start enriching uranium. Because
you mean the pallets of cash?
Yes, of their cash. Of their cash, yeah.
It
was theirs.
The pallets of cash.
Yeah, it was theirs.
Yeah.
You know the history behind that, right?
And they shouldn't have had.
Do you know the history? Why do you know why we had that?
Okay, and so what's your
hey, you're gonna stop.
I do.
Okay, go ahead and tell me. So the audience knows. Go ahead and tell them.
What's your cry about though?
So wait, you're crying about the cash you knew was not actually malicious, right? You just cried about that?
No. I mean, he did give him cash, and
what was it for?
That funded.
And what was it for? Why did we do it?
That funded a lot of their, boom boom.
Actually, that's not true.
No,
why did we do it?
It's a fact.
Actually, that's not true. That was actually part.
Why are you crying? Why are you crying about? That's what.
It was their money. It was their money. You're running from this so hard because you got caught. You got caught.
Oh no.
You got caught.
I mean, I'm not. I didn't get caught on anything.
Yeah. So part of the JCPOA. Do you know what that is, or do we need to help you with that? Do you know what that is?
Go ahead.
So there was a treaty. China came. All of the world leaders that had nukes, they came.
I understand that.
No, you don't. Don't pretend like you do. I'm going to help you out.
Why are you crying?
We had them sign a nuclear treaty that Trump tore up. They were not enriching uranium past the 13%, whatever civilian use they had use for. No one said they were. The IAEA said they weren't. The whole world said they weren't. Trump tore it up and then put fucking more trade things on them. He put more fucking sanctions on them, and their economy started collapsing. So that, of course, they had to start enriching uranium. They had to, as a negotiation tool. Hey, we're going to fucking do this if you don't start trading with us. That's what it was. And Trump just fucking said he was going to put a better nuclear treaty on them. He never even tried. He never even tried. He never even tried because he wants to perpetuate this Israel thing with Netanyahu. Netanyahu needs them to be a threat so he can bomb them.
Absolutely delusional.
It's okay. Where did I start going delusional?
Yes.
Tell me.
Okay, well, I mean, if you think that they're not a threat, do you not think that they're a threat?
You're being really vague about that. I think they're a threat that we are killing them and they hate us more now. Do you know why they hated us?
Do you think that Iran was a threat back?
No.
Before. Oh, you
no.
don't.
So you're not scared of them right now, right? You're not scared.
It's a good thing that you're not in charge, man. That's all I can say.
Okay, why were they a threat? Tell me about it.
Huh?
Why were they a threat? Tell me about it.
Why were they a threat?
Yeah, tell me. What were they going to do?
They were enriching. Are you serious?
Yeah. You're going to have to tell me in detail since I'm so stupid.
Well, no, because they were in the process of making a, super boom boom.
Okay, so you can actually just say nuclear weapon, and no, they weren't. They were not. The IAEA said they weren't.
How do you know that?
Because all of the specialists,
were you there?
You know for sure. The claim is on you. The burden of proof is on you.
Were you there?
The burden of proof is on you. Were you?
No, I wasn't there, but I've heard. I mean, I've watched Fox Entertainment. I mean,
Well, okay, got it. So we're in this whole mess because Trump thought he could do something better than what won Obama a Nobel Peace Prize, and he is now perpetuating Netanyahu's war. And
did you just say Obama with the Nobel Peace Prize? Is that what you said?
yes, he got it for doing the Iran nuclear deal. Yeah,
he got it because he's half black. That's how
he got it because he disarmed a nuclear power with no
he
one
didn't.
dying.
That was bullshit.
No, it happened. That's a thing that happened.
Obama was a failure.
How so?
I mean, he divided the country. He's
How so?
how so?
Yeah.
I mean, did you not
Was it the
live
tan suit or was it the Dijon mustard?
tan suit? Oh, that's always that's it's like y'all have to. Do you get like emails on this shit? Like the same?
No,
time?
I just watch the news, man. I read the news. I see the propaganda that you guys espouse and perpetuate, all this bullshit nonsense. You have no idea why you hate Obama. You just kind of do. You have no actual like
Obama-
good reason, do you?
Oh no, Obama was worthless. I
What?
mean,
How so?
He was the second worst president. Biden was the
In
worst.
what metric?
And the metric was Biden was basically he wasn't even there. It was Obama.
Okay. What was
It
Obama so bad at? Can you focus? You have no idea. You're just a partisan
No,
hack.
I do. It's like
Who pays you? Who pays you? Who's paying you to say this? Where do you get your talking points? You have no idea why you hate Obama. This is so sad, dude. It's almost like some of y'all are racist or something.
Oh, no, I'm racist.
Can you tell me why Obama was so bad?
That's how we know that we won the argument. It's when you say racist or fascist.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know. So
can you just tell me why Obama was bad? Because I just really want to figure out if my opinion's bad.
No.
You don't know?
I already won the argument. I already won it.
Oh, dang. That's a closed and shut case. I got it. Dang, I lost.
Oh.
Can you tell me why Obama was bad?
Yeah. No, I won and you lost. And that's it.
You have no idea why you don't like Obama. All these feminine beta men coming up here pretending to be alpha men like me. Bunch of fucking wieners. L7 weenies. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I voted for him 4 times.
How for?
Primaries.
Nice. What do you like about Trump?
I think he's done a very good job of changing the narrative of the United States, and instead of apologizing, we're finally leading the world.
Leading the world?
Yeah.
Like controlling the world, you mean?
Leading.
I don't think anybody likes what we're doing.
Well,
no one's following that.
Well, what I'll say is this. The French refused to participate in the invasion of Iraq, and we now have the French in the Iranian theater. And that is pretty unprecedented.
So we've coerced some people to help us do horrible things?
The only coercion is the terrorist state of Iran.
There's a lot of terrorist nations, aren't there? There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, why haven't we like Israel?
Oh,
Like
you believe
Russia,
you
Saudi,
believe
the
that the
Saudis, Qatar, who gifted Trump a plane. They fucking fund Hamas and Hezbollah.
All right. I want to be very clear here. You have a very far out there accusation that Mohammed bin Salman funds Hamas. Substantiate that.
Yeah, it's not just him, but it's very well known that Qatar funds Hamas and Hezbollah.
Is Mohammed bin Salman the representative of Qatar?
Qatar has provided significant financial support to Gaza, often with Israeli and U.S. knowledge, totaling over 1.8 billion humanitarian aid and salaries, which critics argue directly enabled Hamas's governance and military capacity. It's a lot of money.
Will you recall your statement that the nation of Saudi Arabia and Mohammed bin Salman fund Hamas?
I didn't say Saudi Arabia did.
You did.
Saudi Arabia funded Al Qaeda that did all of the Twin Towers, right?
Yeah. So will you recant your statement that Saudi Arabia funds Hamas, please?
I think you misunderstood my statement, so I didn't say that. And if you think I said that, I'm sorry.
It was very clear what you said. So you do recant the statement, correct?
I think I've proven I kind of know what I'm saying. So yeah, sure, I'll recant it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, right now, the Middle East is about to go into the greatest regional war. Frankly, greater than Iraq, in my opinion, in terms
Yeah,
of the amount
yeah,
of proxies.
yeah.
And we are finally bringing the Europeans in. We are unifying all of the Gulf monarchies against
No,
the terror state of Iran. And that is going to go down in history as one of our greatest
we
victories.
antagonized a next regional war, possible world war. Yeah, that's what's going to be written.
hmm
And some people
And
had to
for
follow us in because of our financial ties or political ties. That's what happened. Not that Trump was this great leader who France said, you know what, I love what you're doing. Let's go. No one said that. No one did that. Everyone condemned what Trump did, even his own people. Even his own people. Even some of your own senators. Even himself. If you look at an interview of him or any of his tweets circa 2011, he just absolutely shits on Obama for even the thought of going to war with Iran. He just shits on him. Says he's incapable of diplomacy. Iran has shown nothing but wanting to be diplomatic about this. 3 days before they bombed, they were fucking crying to talk. And now they have no plans to do any sort of diplomacy. Trump has reached out now that Trump is in a bad spot. Trump has reached out for diplomacy. They said, no, thanks. We're in this. That's what you invited. That's what you're cheering on. Something that could have been avoided with Kamala. That's what Kamala was saying when Iran. She said, don't. That's who she was talking to Israel. That's what Joe Biden or Kamala was doing and would have done second term. They would have told Netanyahu, don't. But Trump is besties with Netanyahu. Besties.
So, quick question. Do you agree that the IRGC helped coordinate the massacre of children at the Nova Music Festival?
IRGC.
The Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. We agree on that basic fact.
I can
So,
just assume that what you're saying is true.
okay. So, if we want to talk about Iran wanting diplomacy, why is it that the moment that we signed the nuclear deal with the Europeans and the Iranians to lift sanctions, to transfer billions of dollars, that we saw a decade of Iranian proxy groups killing American soldiers, the buildup of their naval assets?
You know the whole history, right? What we did to them?
Oh, I mean, let's go all the way back to the Persian Empire and the Romans. Why don't we?
I mean, we can just go back to, I think it's 59 or 69.
You're going to reference Mossadegh?
We installed a leader. They all saw that person as an American-led leader. They hated him. They hated us forever after that. We came in, we fucked with their politics. It's like if Russia were to come and install a second Putin here, we would hate him. Right? That's what we did to them.
So, quick thing. Let's and I want to use this as a bit of an educational position. You understand the interference of Iran and Persia by the West goes all the way back to the Great Games between the British Empire and the Russians, correct?
Okay.
This is going all the way back to the 1800s, where the British built up and backed specific monarchies that came and went, the Pavlovi dynasty, and the Russians were trying to build their influence. The Russians tried to fund communists inside of Iran, and there were loyal elements to the previous monarchy that were left behind during the occupation of Iran during the Second World War. So not only was Iran occupied by both communist and capitalist Western forces during the Second World War, they continued to fund insurgency groups. So Mossadegh was going to be couped. He was not a stable leader that could actually coalesce all the factions. And the fact that the Americans fund someone when there is a coup imminent does not mean that they were behind the coup. It is simply realpolitik.
So the guy that we want to install right now, or that Trump tried to choose, was the son of that guy. Do you think they're going to be stoked about that? All of the Iranian exiles that are here in the United States hate this guy. He is Israel funded. He is pro-Israel. That's who they want to install in this government. This is what Netanyahu's been trying to do forever. They were trying to topple the Iranian government. And for you to spell out that somehow they have some unwarranted hate and that they're about to act out is bullshit. They have no weapons that have any sort of far reach. They have no plans to do any sort of this stuff.
Cyprus, dude.
They have no delivery systems that would have hit
Cyprus,
us.
Dude.
Yeah,
Don't say they don't have long-range weapons.
The most that they have is a bunch of tiny, small munitions, tiny vessels, drones, and stuff. They have nothing but long-term plans to last long-term in this war. He's going to run out of stuff in about 2 weeks. And same thing with our allies. They're all almost out of defensive missiles for this. This is actually turning into an actual shit show. And you think this is tactical, this is good, this is a forward advance in our favor, we're finally doing something. We have done nothing but shook the hornet's nest. They are so enraged, they are so anti-America, the whole state of Iran. They all hate us. We indiscriminately just killed a bunch of them.
Indiscriminately, after
Yes.
a decade of them killing our troops, over 2,000 American troops killed by the Shia-backed IRGC militias in Iraq.
I don't care. It's tit for tat.
Yeah,
it's tit for tat.
Because you don't care about.
If you want to stop radicalist groups from sprouting up, and you want to criticize Obama for starting ISIS or emboldening ISIS, then you're going to have to answer for this the same way.
What's the question? Answer for
Does
what?
this not create more radicalism and does not create more martyrdom for the person who we killed? It does. This is horrible for us in every way.
Oh, buddy, this is the greatest thing that could have ever happened to the Middle East. We have finally unified
Unified who? There is nothing but fighting now.
We have
There's
Saudi
death.
Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, Syria, Lebanon, Israel.
Oh, buddy.
France,
And then they have all of their friends
in the grand coalition to destroy the terror state of Iran.
Sure.
This is the best thing
we
I've
are
ever
about
seen.
to see a chokehold on oil. It's going to skyrocket. They are not letting anyone through the Strait of Hormuz. They have said that anything that tries to enter will be set afire. And Japan, for instance, is just in total windfall right now. They have no oil. They have like 200 days left of oil, then they're fucked. So Japan's like gonna fall because of this. This was so uncalculated. Japan wasn't even notified that this was going to happen. This was so uncalculated. We didn't talk to any of our allies. This is not leadership. This is a shit show. This is for the midterms, probably.
Well, one quick thing. It's no longer the Persian Gulf. Patriots refer to it as the Arabian Gulf now.
I haven't
Iran
said
is no longer
Persian
a legitimate
anything.
country.
I haven't said.
You referenced the Strait of Hormuz, which is an island in Iran. I no longer recognize the Strait of Hormuz. It's the Arabian Gulf.
Got it. Good for you.
Yeah, because Iran will be sent to the dustbin of history. And what emerges, I don't know. I don't even know that necessarily.
At what cost? In 20 years? In 10 years? How long is this going to take? How many people are going to die?
Yeah, so if I had the capacity to predict the future I would not be.
You're avoiding this, right? This is not going to settle in 3 weeks. This is going to be years. People are going to die for Trump, for Netanyahu. For what? For what? What are they doing to us?
Well, for one, they killed thousands of American troops. And
In the Middle East, right?
thousands.
Did you know that Jeffrey Epstein used to take people for their birthday in a helicopter over conflict regions, and he would just allow them to shoot people from a helicopter with a machine gun?
I've heard the accusation.
Yeah, they talk about it in email.
Is that proof?
And it's pretty damning proof.
And why do you think that there's been no convictions for this?
Because people like Trump run the DOJ.
Yeah. So you do understand that those emails were sent during the Obama DOJ, correct?
And they were under seal, correct?
From the Obama Department of Justice.
No, from the state.
Would this be a federal crime if he was going across international borders to engage
It
in their
absolutely would have
sport?
been if Alex Acosta, Trump's Secretary of Labor, didn't give him the biggest sweetheart deal of the century that anybody alive or dead has ever received for their crimes.
You do understand he did that from a state position, not from a federal, correct?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't care. He was given a big old fat juicy kiss afterwards. And now, no one, not a single arrest has been made from the Trump administration or DOJ. They've done nothing but weaponize this against political enemies like Hillary and Bill Clinton. They don't care anything about the people in office that are in the files.
Well, that's actually incorrect because the Prince of the United Kingdom is now being charged with espionage for passing intelligence to Jeffrey Epstein
Okay, by who?
by the British government.
Okay, so not us.
Well,
Okay, that's what I'm pointing toward. I'm talking about Trump's DOJ, what he can control. He's not doing anything. Not a single thing.
so now I understand that, Epstein is this thing that you're going to love to talk about for 40, 50 years. It's going to be like JFK. You know what I mean? Who really took out JFK? Who really was E?
No,
But what I will say
I think this
is
is
that-
this is the thing that we'll uncover as soon as Trump's out, and we'll probably look at how this was also very interconnected and redacted. And if Biden could have done this, he would have. And if Obama could have done this to win political points, he would have. But they didn't. They didn't weaponize the DOJ, and it's proof that they didn't.
Yeah. They definitely didn't weaponize it by trying to remove him from the ballots in Colorado.
That was a state thing. Those were Republicans that did that, actually.
No, Colorado was Democrat.
Yeah, but Republicans brought this suit.
You do understand that they got one former member of the Republican Party. That way they could say Republicans did it.
No, they
It was
all
very
were.
clear.
They were all former members. They were all part of the Lincoln Project.
Notice how you left off the word former.
Yeah, nobody
kinda
wants to
manipulative.
support a president that's cooed the government.
Yeah, pretty manipulative wording, but
You know,
That's
Trump
what
tried to
Democrats
steal the election. Nobody wants to support a president that left or right. If you're American, you don't support that.
yeah. So the Democrats tried to say that they were defending democracy by literally preventing people from voting for the man. That is truly the most undemocratic.
That
thing
was
to do.
Republicans,
Your
once again.
hypocrisy will be exposed over and over. That is our superpower.
The Constitution literally says anybody who was in any way, shape, or form part of a coup should not be allowed to run for office. They're just trying to apply the law, which we fucking should have done in every state. But you guys didn't care. You don't care that Trump is about to nationalize elections or call in a national emergency to steal the next election. You don't care. But that's what that Trump did that. Trump is going to do it again, and you don't care.
So I just want you to restate, in order to save democracy, we need to ban candidates from being on the ballot. Is
People
that
who
correct?
try to steal elections need to be off the ballot. Yes. Anybody who starts to espouse bad faith and doubt in our democratic policies are literally just terrorists. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. So now that we've established the precedent that you can save democracy by banning political opposition, I would like to start reading from 1984 and about how war is peace.
Yeah,
And
before we
that
do that,
it's-
Joey, I just want to know when you're enlisting.
Enlisting in what? The Department of War?
I want to know. I want to know when you're enlisting.
Would you like to see my DD 214 or something?
Yeah, I want to know when you're enlisting.
Yeah. Are you a veteran?
I am. I'm a 14-year Army veteran with 4 combat deployments under my belt who lost friends in Afghanistan and Iraq. I want to know when you're enlisting.
Yeah. So do you have a stance that
I
you
want
cannot
to know
have-
when you're enlisting, Joey.
Are you going to filibuster?
I want to know when you're enlisting.
Okay, it's going to be a filibuster. Understood.
No, it's a very. I've asked you a very direct, clear, concise question. I want to know when you're enlisting.
And my question is that can
You can't
people
answer a
not
question
have
with a
rules?
question, Joey. So when
cannot.
are you enlisting? This is a time frame.
Yes.
When are you enlisting? When?
The
Time and
idea
date.
that
When?
citizens
Nope. When are you enlisting?
cannot have views on
When are you
foreign
enlisting,
policy.
Joey? I want to know when you're enlisting because evidently you are so cavalier and ready to throw the lives of American citizens away. So when are you enlisting? When are you going to walk down to the recruiting office and raise your right hand?
So,
No.
The
When?
idea-
When are
the
you enlisting,
idea-
Joey? When
the
are you
idea-
enlisting? Because frankly, I, as a
Filibuster
veteran,
again,
am not particularly. You can shut up. I've listened to you yap from the comments for long enough. You can listen to somebody else yap for a moment, Joey. When are you going to enlist? Because frankly, I personally, as somebody who has been to the Middle East at the expense of this country, am not particularly thrilled about the idea of throwing the bodies of American children into the combine for another forever war, specifically for oil. So I'm just curious, when are you going to throw your body into the combine?
yes, I am advocating for the vengeance. of
When are
all
you throwing
soldiers-
your body into the combine?
all of the soldiers who were killed by Shia
When
backed
are
Russians?
you throwing your body into the combine, Joey? When are you enlisting?
All of the soldiers that were killed.
When
by Iranian
are you
forces
going to
will
be
avenged.
one of those soldiers, Joey?
All of the soldiers killed by Iran will be avenged.
Phenomenal. When are you going to be one of them?
Thousands of which.
When
have
are
been
you going to be
killed
one
by
of
Iran.
them? Joey, when are you going to be one of
Thousands
them?
have been killed from Iranian-backed.
Correct.
pockets.
And when are you going to be the 1001?
And there will be vengeance against.
And when are you
everyone
going to be
who
one
is
of them,
taking
Joey?
out our veterans.
When are you going to be one of them? Why are you advocating for putting more American citizens into the VA system here in the United States that the Trump administration has actively been trying to sabotage? Why are you advocating for putting more Americans into caskets? Why are you advocating for putting more Americans into a system where the United States of America has determined that it is cheaper to put me in a coffin than it is to give me health care? So, Joey, when are you enlisting?
So, the United States will avenge.
The question is
all
when,
of the
Joey. This is a. Do you know
individuals.
what win means? Do you know what the word WHEN means?
Do you know what the word avenge means?
Joey, when are you going to go avenge them?
This is going to be another forever war because, right, more soldiers just died. And there's 90 million Iranians. Are we going to kill all of them?
Do you know what the geography of Iran is like, Joey?
Mountains surrounded. Three
Well,
sides
worse.
and then ocean.
It's
a very
worse than
diverse
Afghanistan.
biome. It's a
It's
very
worse
diverse
than
biome.
Afghanistan.
They have such an advantage. Huge.
So, first
When
off,
are you enlisting, Joey?
First off,
No, I'm like a dog with a bone. I'm not going to let go.
No,
When are
You're
you
like a
enlisting?
filibuster. It's okay. You can filibuster.
When are you
No problem.
enlisting?
When will I have the right?
When are
to
you
avenge?
enlisting? I know a couple recruiters that are still in that I'm sure would be more than happy to sign you up. So when are you enlisting?
So, when the United States
I want to
exacts
know when you're
revenge-
enlisting.
When the United States exacts revenge,
Joey, when are you enlisting?
like you're going to repeat, I'm going to repeat. We can
And I want to
continue
know
this
when you're
forever.
enlisting. Because the problem is I know why you're not answering is because A, you have absolutely no intention to, because God forbid you actually hold up these things that you expect other people to go do. This is all I've ever seen from Republicans. There's been nothing but platitudes for the last 20 years. It has been thank you for your service, but I don't want to do it. Thank you for going over there and carrying your bodies back in caskets, for bringing your friends back over here, for shipping their bodies back to their parents who you can't look in the eyes anymore. So Joey, when are you going to be one of those people? Why do you advocate to send the sons and daughters of Americans to die for something that you have absolutely no intention of doing yourself. I'm just wondering why you want Americans to die.
Great question.
Yeah,
Because
so answer it.
doing nothing will result in
No.
more deaths.
So you want
Being-
Americans to die.
No,
You want
I'm gonna
Americans
actually
to die
have
for a
less
war.
Americans
You
die.
want Americans to die for a war that we, A, should have never been in, but B, the Iranians didn't want nuclear weapons. They've literally been saying for years now that they don't want nuclear weapons. The man who sat down and negotiated the deal under the Obama administration has even gone so far as to say that they didn't want weapons. The Iranians were willing to negotiate to agree to terms that were less than what they agreed to under the Obama administration. But the Trump administration, mind you, is the entire reason that we're in this mess to begin with. They're the ones that threw out the deal. They're the ones that said, no, not good enough. The same ones that decided to strike Iran without any confirmed intelligence reports, which the Pentagon has actually just come out and said at this point that nothing was confirmed, that we didn't tell, much to what Pickle said a moment ago, we didn't tell Japan that we were going to strike Tehran while there were Japanese nationals there, Japan being one of our closest allies who are now infuriated with us. We're literally going to tank the global economy, and for what? Because that doesn't seem like vengeance to me. If anything, what that seems to me is we are going to radicalize more and more youth. We're going to wind up with 9/11 2 20, 30 years ago, 20, 30 years from now. And for what, Joey? So that you can sit here and say, well, man, I really wish I would have done a little bit more, but didn't. So Joey, when are you enlisting?
To avenge the thousands of troops.
Yeah, so when
that
are
were
you doing
taken.
that?
Are you going to continue to filibuster, or are you off your soapbox?
Until you answer the question directly.
I am answering the question. But
You are
filibuster.
not. I want to know when,
Filibuster,
a time, and a date.
Filibuster.
A
Are you
filibuster would imply that I'm not allowing you to get a word in edgewise.
That's exactly what's happening. Filibuster.
You're
Are you
speaking
done?
now, aren't you?
Are you speaking over me? Yes. So
That's not a filibuster then. A filibuster would mean that you don't get to speak at all. So again, Joey, when are you enlisting to do the avenging? It's a very direct, to the point question. I want to know when.
to avenge the thousands of troops that were killed by the IRGC.
How does that answer the question, when is Joey enlisting?
And military assets to fund the war effort.
How does that answer the question, when is Joey enlisting?
The war effort does not require only
It does.
military
It
assets.
does. It 100% does,
Are there
Joey.
supply
The war
chains?
effort requires you to raise your right hand and solemnly swear or affirm. So I suggest
not.
you get
There are
down to your
supply
local recruiter's
chains.
office and do it. So that
There are
you,
supply
Joey,
chains
can be
required for the
one of
war
those
effort.
names on a black bracelet that somebody winds up wearing, Joey. I want you to go enlist so that you can go do absolutely nothing but perpetuate the exact same thing that we've been dealing with for the past 30 years.
Would you
So
say
go do it.
that the supply chain is critical to win the war effort?
Go enlist, Joey.
No. My services are better in the supply chain.
You're
for the
not
weapons
providing
of war.
services, Joey. Go enlist. If you
My
care
efforts
so much,
are
if you
better
care so
served.
much about this, obviously your service is much better utilized on the front lines. So go enlist.
My services
Until you
are
do that,
best.
Joey, until you do that, Joey, I don't want to hear a single iota of a syllable come out of your wretched mouth concerning service members, the military, lives lost of veterans, because I have done literally nothing for the last 14 years of my life but listen to people constantly say ad nauseum, thank you for your service, thank you for your service, Thank you for your service. But all that says to me is I don't actually care about you enough to have actually stopped anything. Because if we did at all care about bringing troops home, because let's be entirely honest, Joey, that's what Trump ran on the last time he won the presidency. I'm going to end the war in Afghanistan. I'm going to bring the troops home. And he didn't do that for 4 fucking years. So now what are we doing, Joey? Right when he got into office, he swore up and down that if Kamala won, she was going to get us into a war with Iran. He ran on that, Joey. He swore up and down in September of last year that if she won, we'd be in Iran. But now it looks like he's doing exactly the same thing that he swore up and down he would never do. So Joey, go raise your right hand and enlist. And until you do that, I don't want to hear a single word come out of your mouth regarding veterans, the military, or fucking war. Because God knows you don't have the fucking stones to do it yourself.
So, first off, Venezuela.
I don't.
yesterday,
I'm sorry. Again,
Iran
we're done.
today,
We're done talking
Cuba
about war,
tomorrow.
Joey. We're done talking about war here because you don't have the stones to participate.
Yes, I actually, every American citizen participates in the war effort.
Oh, really?
Some more than others.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your MOS? Where'd you do basic training at?
Does people who
What's your MOS, Joey?
do private contractors?
What's your MOS, Joey? Joey, what's your MOS?
Private contractor.
Joey, I
supply.
literally work for like a company in the defense industrial base when it comes to handling federal contracts. Where you don't want to go down that road with me either. So again, Joey, when are you going to enlist?
Every citizen plays a role.
Joey, you don't
in the supply
participate in the
chain.
war effort.
Every citizen does.
No,
Whether
you
they
don't,
pay
Joey.
taxes.
No, you
whether
don't,
they are
Joey.
involved
Joey,
in
you don't.
manufacturing.
Joey, I'm
Whether
afraid that
they-
you don't. I'm afraid that you don't. You know, COVID restrictions ended a couple years ago. Your brain cells no longer have to adhere to social distancing rules. You can actually engage with what's being said right now. If you want to participate in the war effort, I suggest you go throw on a uniform.
And I would say people who contribute to the supply chains, who invest in the supply chains, are just as
Joey,
important as the people
you
who
are
carry the
not.
weapons.
No, I'm afraid not, Joey, because if that were the case, you'd be up in arms right now to go fight.
Why?
Because you care so much about ensuring that we have supremacy in the Middle East. So go fight for it.
Yeah, I do.
I don't really
fight.
care. I don't really care for a revenge tour. It's just a never-ending thing. More people will die. We shouldn't have been there in the first place. So I think that we're just doing infinite terrorism glitch right now. What you're doing and what you're perpetuating, and just to show how sloppy it was executed by the Trump administration should terrify you. That's how the rest of it's gonna go. No one wants to be behind Trump. NATO doesn't like Trump right now. They can't co-sign all of his shit right now. He has fractured the peace throughout the world, throughout the whole world.
Well, first off, Trump essentially created the greatest show of air and naval power since Iraq. And he's created the grandest coalition for a Middle East conflict.
You're just
I've ever
glazing
seen.
someone's military use. So you love authoritarians who love to exercise military and obsess over military use, like Kim Jong-un, like anybody else who does military parades and stuff. That's what you're glazing over. Your small brain likes big, strong man, but someone who's not really actually strong, who has to flex these things to feel strong. It's a huge character flaw, and he's putting us in conflicts because of his character flaw.
I like people who take vengeance on our enemies.
Joey,
It's fucking dumb.
Joey, explain to me what taking vengeance looks like.
Well, for one, it means every general that coordinated the attack on American soldiers that results in their death is sent to dust and
Now-
returned to the earth.
Now they're going to call their sleeper cells, which I'm sure they have, which I've heard they have tons here in America, and they are going to do all sorts of bad things to us here domestically. I'm sure. They're also going to they're killing us abroad. They're killing other countries' people abroad just because you want some revenge, and you're fucking up the world economy because you want some revenge. It's a pea brain position. It's like fucking stupid. If there were less people on Earth like you historically, it would be a better place. Easily.
Yeah. And if there's more people like you would be conquered.
Hey, Joey. Just quick preface for the chat. Small trigger warning. Hey, Joey. Why is it that you think that 18, 19, 20-year-olds should have to watch their friends die?
Why do we have war, is the question?
No. That wasn't the question. The question I asked, because clearly comprehension is an issue, I was very explicit about the words that came out of my mouth. Why do you think that Americans who are 18, 19, 20 years old should have to watch friends die?
Why does war happen?
That's not the question I asked you, Joey.
Are you referring to
are you incapable of, like, do you not understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Is that what the issue is? Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, Joey. I'll let you know. I'll let you in on a little secret, Joey. I have what's called autism, which means that there's no interpretation to be had here. If I meant something other than the words that came out of my mouth, I would ask something differently than the words that came out of my mouth. So again, the very specific question that I am asking you is, why do you think that 18, 19, 20-year-olds should have to see their friends die?
Well, for one, war happens because they must.
That's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you why war happens. I know why war happens. I've seen it. I've experienced it.
So can you be specific? And
So Joey, when I was 23 years old, I'm going to tell you a story, Joey. When I was 23 years old, I was in Afghanistan. I was in the Zabul province of Afghanistan. You can look this up, actually. It was a pretty wide news story. We were escorting a NATO civilian and an Afghan ambassador from Fob Smart to a school to deliver books. And while this happened, we were ambushed. There was a small ambush. A vehicle IED went off. There was a secondary IED, and in that secondary IED, Santos, Robles, and Ward were all so immediately badly burned that we could not tell who they were. Again, I was 23 years old at the time. They were so badly burned in that instance that I could not visibly tell who they were. Okay, I was hit in the back plate by the bumper of a Toyota Corolla, which gave me a permanent anterior wedge to my thoracic spine. I then had to return fire, and I had to remove their bodies from the X, put them into the back of a Max Pro, and while on route back to Fob Apache, I had to, and I'm not a medic, mind you, I'm a 19 Delta Cavalry Scout, I had to be walked through giving Staff Sergeant Ward, who up until that point was a phenomenal friend of mine, a great mentor, a man who I would have followed to hell with a water balloon. I had to be coached through giving this man a crike in the back of a moving Max Pro, which in and of itself is a harrowing experience, not to mention what just happened. And then, when we got back to Fob Apache, I then had to carry him into the medical tent and then tried to force my way into a tent to give blood, because the only thing I could think about in that moment wasn't the fact that I was potentially injured, wasn't the fact that I potentially had a concussion. It was, I need to give blood to this guy to help him survive, right? He didn't make it. Robles, Santos, Ward, none of them made it. And then I had to carry their bodies back to Kandahar province and then put their bodies on a plane to fly home. And then during the ramp ceremony, General came up to me, shook my hand, and said, I'm very sorry for what happened. I'm really proud of what you've done. And I almost lost my mind on this general in the flight line, because God knows this guy had no fucking idea what I went through, because this is a guy who sits behind a desk. He doesn't care about the numbers that are out there on the field. He doesn't care about the individual people that are doing these things. And then to this day, Joey, literally to this day, I'm 36 years old today. I was 23 when this happened. This was years ago. I still cannot look Ward's mother in the face. I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot bring myself to look her in the eyes. So Joey, why do you think that 23-year-olds should have to experience that?
Why should we have violence? Because
why should 23-year-olds have to experience that, Joey?
Yeah. Because when violence is inflicted upon you, you must inflict
That's
violence
not
back.
the question that I asked you, Joey.
Yeah, that is.
It's not, actually.
When
What were the
violence is
words that came out of my mouth, Joey? Can you repeat back to me my question?
Sure. You said, why
Right.
do 23-year-olds have to watch people die?
That's not what I asked.
Restate.
So again, repeat the question I
Restate.
asked you verbatim.
I literally did.
You
I
did.
referred to my previous
I
statement.
said verbatim, Joey, why should 23-year-olds have to experience that? That, in this case, is referring back to the story that I just told you. So again, why should 23-year-olds have to experience that? Why are you advocating, actually, for 23-year-olds to experience that?
Yeah, I'm advocating for violence because violence was inflicted
That's
upon
not what I
us.
asked you, Joey.
That is.
That's not.
Violence
Again,
was inflicted
Joey,
upon
repeat
us,
back to
and
me. Joey,
only
repeat back to
then,
me the question I asked you.
when violence is inflicted
Joey,
on your
repeat
nation,
back to me the
only
question that I
answer
asked you
is
verbatim.
violence.
Repeat
When
back to me the
violence
question that
is
I asked you
inflicted,
verbatim,
you
Joey.
must inflict violence.
Again, why are you advocating
Violence
for
is done to us,
23-year-olds
and we
to
return the violence.
experience what I just said? Why are you advocating for 23-year-olds to be diagnosed with chronic PTSD and then be thrust into a healthcare system that doesn't care for them? Why are you advocating for 23-year-olds to be thrust into that same system that the administration that you are so proudly supporting is actively trying to tear down? Why are you advocating for, quite literally, after this system of violence that you think is just going to go so well, for turning around and throwing those Americans into a system of violence here? Because I don't think you understand what violence actually is, Joey. Because violence is a lot of things. You think that violence is all you ever see in video games and in movies, but that's not what violence is. Violence is a language that is spoken by people in positions of authority. Violence is lack of housing. Violence is lack of food. Violence is racism, is xenophobia, is misogyny, is transphobia. Violence is a lot of things. You don't understand what violence is. You just think that because you are shielded and because you don't actively participate in these things that, well, violence doesn't concern me. I don't need to worry about violence. But Joey, you don't understand what violence is. You are advocating for taking American citizens, after this is all said and done, and perpetrating violence upon them here. But you don't actually care about that. And I know certainly that you're not going to engage with what's being said to you right now, because you're going to again proceed to try to wax poetic and pretend that you're smarter than you actually are. You're not going to critically engage with this whatsoever because you know that I've backed you into a corner that you can't get out of. And instead of actually engaging like a grown civil adult, you're going to regurgitate the same idiosyncratic nonsense that you've been regurgitating the entire time I've been up here. And Joey, I will again circle back to answer the only question that realistically matters at the end of the day, is when are you going to enlist? When are you going to allow that same system of violence to be perpetrated upon you?
So are you complete with the grandstand? It's quite simple. Vengeance against evil people must be
That's not the
extracted,
answer to the
or
question,
else-
because the
or
question is
else they will
when.
grow stronger. You must inflict violence upon evil, and Iran is evil.
So then you believe American citizens here are evil. You believe that veterans here are evil because you advocate for the perpetrating of violence upon them.
When did I ever define?
You just said that, you said quite literally, the words that just came out of your mouth was that violence should be perpetrated upon evil people.
Yeah,
and by thrusting Americans into this system, only for them to come back to the United States where they will not be taken care of by the federal government that threw them into this machine only to be chewed up and spat out, you're inflicting violence upon them. You're saying that these are evil people. So Joey, why do you think American veterans are evil?
And if you think that this is the correct way of thinking, is to advocate for vengeance after you were just voting for somebody to remove all of us and stop all the violence. Now, now it's you just decided that was the wrong move. We need to go back. I think that you're looking at a game like if everybody in Iran was thinking like you, if you think it's the appropriate way to think, Iran for the rest of history will now want to kill us forever, which is what we started this whole thing with. They want us dead because we fuck with them so much. So you want to go fuck with them more so that they kill more of us so that you can go fuck with them. Like, it's just a never-ending game. And what you can't stand is the fact that This doesn't solve anything. You just want to see some people die, and you're going to cause more U.S. civilian or U.S. soldiers to die. What they already have. They already have. So we got to go back, even after we're done here, we got to go back for you again. We got to pay trillions of dollars. We got to fuck up the world economy because your feelings, because your fucking feelings, you think this is a good way to think.
Well, I think that degrading our enemies so that they can no longer inflict violence upon us.
That's not what happened.
Yeah, but
that's not what we're doing.
But we're okay. We're okay with inflicting violence upon those people once they come back to the United States, though, aren't we, Joey? As long as it continues to feed those profit shares, who gives a fuck whether or not we're putting veterans into coffins here? Because fuck knows we didn't do anything for them after they got back.
Yeah, I know. The $200 billion a year that the Veterans Administration gets is nothing. I know.
And then
So
we spend
veterans-
we're gonna Trump wants to increase to 1.5 trillion a year that we spend on this, on Joey's adventures of being mean to our enemies, because if we're not, they're gonna think we're weak.
Oh, I'm with you. Double the defense budget. And I think it should be the war budget.
Okay. Yeah, China loves this. China loves this. They're just sitting there with their noses down, working away, pretty much just running circles around us economically, technologically, and every other way. They've got all this figured out, and you guys are being lured into a war because Trump wants to make money and he's best used to run. You're just in it for the feelings. You don't care what this does to the rest of the world and what it does to the economy and the American lives. Your feelings need resolve. Your little feelings.
I wouldn't call them feelings because they're objective, real things.
They're
Those
just
missiles-
feelings. It's a way you feel.
Yeah,
It's a way you
those
feel.
missiles are real, my friend.
No, it's
That
a
are
way you feel.
striking
It's the malice
our
that lives in
bases.
you.
What? The desire for justice?
Yes,
against
it's not
evil?
justice because they
Well,
killed
then
us.
sign up.
They killed us because we weren't minding our own business, because we have historically fucked them over.
I know the Iranians are just little victims, right? Always
Yes,
have been.
mostly.
Yeah,
Yes,
I know,
mostly yes.
I know. They're always victims. All
Yes.
Hey, wait, how long? Just out of curiosity, Iran's been like 3 years away from a nuclear weapon for how long now?
No one could fool Joey. He knows this.
Yeah, it's been 3 years away from a nuclear weapon for how many years?
Yeah, so we're referring to breakout times.
No, they've been three years away from a nuclear weapon for how long now?
You do understand the Swiss can develop a nuclear weapon in 2 weeks.
How long have they been away?
The Iranians
How
have
long?
been building.
How long now?
The Iranians, for over 30 years, have been building a nuclear weapon supply chain.
Which
that
actually
has
they would
breakthrough
be
time.
which would be entirely within their right. They could pull out of the nuclear
Oh, so
proliferation
you're for
deal
nuclear
under Article
proliferation?
10 if they
They
wanted.
literally.
Now,
I just
is
wish.
that-
I wish they had nukes. I literally just wish they had nukes. We should just give them nukes. We need to just give them
Clearly,
nukes
believe
so
that.
that we
Yeah.
fucking so we leave them alone. What do we do? What happened when North Korea got nukes? We left them the fuck alone. That's what they
Yeah.
just need nukes. Give them fucking nukes, dude.
I mean, I was personally under the impression that last year when we bombed Iran and then set their nuclear program back 30 years that we'd, sort of done it then. But I guess it's just been, 2026, January and February felt like a very long time, but I guess that's just been 30 fucking years by your math. But again, if I said that I was pro-nuclear proliferation, that's what the words that came out of my mouth would have been. What I said was, and again, I don't know if speed here is the issue or if it's just general comprehension, but if Iran wanted to, they could. It'd be perfectly within their right as a sovereign nation to do so. They would just have to pull out of the
trades
of the non-proliferation agreement. Under, I think it's like Article 10, I believe, of it, if they wanted to do that. But, also, Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapons program, and the IAEA director, al-Baradei, even said that he hadn't seen a shred of evidence of a nuclear weapons program, and even the Israelis don't think that they actually do. Also, no one can just allow someone to like have or not have a nuclear weapon. If by literally bombing Iran and saying, hey, you don't get to have a nuclear weapon, this literally just signals to every other country that doesn't have nukes that the only way to keep America from fucking with them is if they have nukes, because God knows we're not going after Pakistan, despite the fact that we've had some serious issues with them for a while. I mean, I remember 9/11, do you? Well, I don't understand why we're not going after other weapons by other countries with nukes then.
Wait, did you just say Pakistan conducted 9/11 with your full chest?
Do we not recall where Osama bin Laden was?
Oh, okay, so I want to get this very correct. Was Osama bin Laden in
recall.
Pakistan when 9/11 was launched?
Do we not recall where he was and who he was being funded by? Do we not recall?
Are you
this?
referring to the federally administered tribal areas that border
Is this
Afghanistan
not-
and Pakistan
not
that the
all-
Pakistani federal government lacks
It's
control
not
of?
all just public knowledge now at this point. I was under the impression it was, but anyway.
Yes, but last
So
I checked,
again, the demands imposed on Iran. Hey buddy, the demands imposed on Iran by the IAEA, acting under U.S. pressure, were illegal anyway and fall outside of the authority of the IAEA. So literally, according to the explicit terms of Iran's own standard safeguards agreement with them, and the exclusive function of the IAEA being to ensure the non-division of nuclear material for non-peaceful uses, which is something that they have verified in Iran in every single report. So I would love for you to show me where Iran's nuclear weapons program has been. Because
it's
literally, according to the IAEA, it doesn't exist. Literally, according to Israel's own intelligence, it doesn't actually exist.
IAEA confirmed that they are no longer complying with UN inspections, which is a breach of the entire nuclear arrangement with the Europeans, which Obama signed and Trump rightfully pulled out of. We should have attacked Iran 5 years ago, but we gave them money.
So, hold on. Let me get this straight. We should have attacked Iran after they were agreeing to reducing their nuclear stockpiles, and in fact were very upset that we'd pulled out of the deal, and they even like went to Europe and they were like, what the fuck, bro? Why is the US not doing this? We've done everything that they wanted us to do. We should have then turned around and attacked them for doing what we wanted them to do.
They had people there 24 hours a day on site ready to check their nuclear programs. They were allowing that. They were absolutely adhering to the program. Everybody else says they were. The only thing that you have is like Trump muttering maybe that they weren't. That it was a bad deal, that he can make a better deal. That's all he said.
No. The Iranians refused UN inspections, and that created the instance for why
You're talking. No.
Yes.
The IAEA, not just UN.
That they failed to comply with the nuclear arrangement. And that's why the Europeans didn't say anything when we blew up the facilities. Look it up, dude.
Yeah, so again, I'm curious. Are you saying that we should have attacked Iran for doing what we wanted them to do?
We should have attacked Iran right after we invaded Iraq. That would have been my dream.
So again, when you say 5 years ago, we should have attacked Iran after we pulled out of the deal, wherein they were doing the things that we wanted them to do.
The moment that Iranian-backed Shia militias started capping
yes, what you're saying actually is, so the exact words that came out of your mouth were that we should have attacked Iran while they were doing the things that we wanted them to do. I understand. That is what you said now. Got it.
Iran funded Shia terror groups that triggered the Iraqi civil war, and that should have been...
All right, so hold on. I'm fact checking you.
For doing the things we wanted to do.
The United Nations specifically did not say Iran was failing to adhere to the nuclear program before President Trump withdrew in 2018.
2025, dude, not 2018.
Okay, but before Trump pulled us out of the Iran nuclear deal, why did he pull us out? Why are we here?
Why are you talking about 2018?
Because this is what led to it. This is part of the story. Why do they have the capability of getting nuclear weapons now?
Correct. They were compliant.
Yeah. So why did Trump pull us out?
Being compliant in 2025.
Why did they pull us out? Why did Trump pull us out?
Well, for one, Marco Rubio and Trump successfully said giving money to Iran will just increase the amount of military attacks on U.S. assets in the region
Yeah.
and make
Mhm.
our
So-
control
So
even
wait,
more
hold
expensive.
on. Let me be sure that I understand this. They're not complying now because they no longer are part of the deal that was ensuring that they were complying. And because they're not complying with the thing that they don't have to comply with because we pulled out of the deal, we should attack them because we pulled out of the deal, in turn making them not comply. Have I attached the strings correctly on my Pepe Sylvia board?
Bro's a
over here?
cuck for Israel. Everything that they say like that, we got to do it just again. It's just Israel propaganda. It's just Israel, right? The Israel like owns Trump, owns probably Marco Rubio, probably owns most of them. If all of them are war hawks for Israel, kind of tells me they're just owned by Israel. It's not very far fetched.
I think I've got these strings connected properly based on what Joey has told me.
Yeah. So let's see if you can actually be genuine or if you're just going to straw me.
Oh,
Did
that is a bold statement, Joey. That's a bold statement coming from you. Oh, Joey, you haven't given a genuine answer at all. Why would I be genuine with you? You haven't been able to give a genuine response to a single question that you've been asked. You've straw-manned every question or decided to meander off like an Alzheimer's patient, forgetting that Ruby Tuesday's sweet tea isn't actually that good. So, my guy, don't sit here and come at me about being genuine when I've yet to hear a modicum of it come from you.
So, yes or no? Did Iran refuse UN inspections of their
Well, you
nuclear
see,
stockpile in
Joey,
2035? Yes or
when
no?
we pull out of the nuclear deal where Iran was originally, it gets muddy because you have to keep in mind that the strings that we've woven, Joey, based on it's vengeance, Joey, it's vengeance. So because it's the spirit of vengeance, I am the knight.
IAEA report says that up to the U.S. withdrawal, inspectors confirmed that Iran was adhering to the strict limits on uranium enrichment, and importantly, that they had access to all necessary sites. You are wrong on every account. You're stupid, and everyone's dumber for having heard what you just said.
So, would you like me to read the exact lines where the IAEA says that Iran has refused inspections?
Yes.
When is this, by the way?
We're referring to early 2025, before we even did.
Well, hold on, Joey.
I'm talking about the JCPOA, dude.
Joey, what in 2025? Just out of curiosity, what is there a deal in place in 2025 that like we're sort of saying, hey, you have to adhere to this because like everybody's on the table and wants to ensure that you're adhering? Is there like a joint sort of thing in 2025 for that?
You have to restate. You have to be more specific.
Why would we attack them? Just out of curiosity, why would we attack them for not being in compliance with something that we're not even a part of anymore to ensure that they are compliant with it?
Well, for one, it proves that the deal was bullshit.
Hold on. Wait.
The deal that we are not a part of anymore?
Hold on, Joey. Joey, let's play a hypothetical here.
But we threw sanctions on them, dude.
Hypothetical, Joey.
The Europeans did not have sanctions.
We did.
Joey, if you and Pickles have an agreement to play football on Sundays, right? And then I show up and I'm like, no, that's stupid. We're not going to play football on Sundays. And you're like, but Pickles said we could play it on Sundays. Why aren't we playing it on Sundays anymore? And then 5 years later, I come back and I'm like, why aren't you playing football on Sundays anymore? And then I punch you in the mouth. Is that fair?
Yeah. So could you do me a favor?
Why is that fair? Explain to me in clear, concise, cogent terms why that's fair.
Yeah. Could you read this line for me?
Could you explain to me why my analogy here, in clear, concise, cogent terms, is fair?
So
read the line.
What you're saying is Trump knew in 2025 that they were going to be non-compliant, so he pulled us out in 2018?
No,
that what you're
what I'm
saying?
saying is that the Iranians
That is what he said, actually, Pickles.
non-compliant.
That is verbatim, actually.
And
What
what
he
date
said.
is
He
that?
said that Trump. He said that Trump could see the future and knew that it was going to be nonsense.
What
And
date is that?
This is from July 2025.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so you have no point. So they have
So,
no choice but to enrich
had the
uranium.
Iranians-
Had they not enriched it, they have no leverage to get back into trade and remove all of the fucking sanctions Trump put back on them. That's why they have to do it. They had to.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell me why the IRGC is actually the victim.
I
Tell
don't
me
think
how they're
you.
the
Yes,
victim.
they are.
For a man who's literally doing
Fucking
nothing.
traitor.
I
Fucking
feel as though Joey, you in normal conversation think that being avant-garde for the sake of being avant-garde is not a douchey quality. Like, you've literally done nothing but just sort of meander around posts and complained about people not being genuine when, let's be fair, you haven't done that at all. You tried to get a yes or no question when, I mean, you wouldn't answer a yes or no question. And now you're being like, we're attacking Iran because they're not adhering to a deal that they were forced out of after we said, nuh-uh, 7 years prior, but that somehow proves that the deal was bullshit. Joey, pointing to an article from 2025 doesn't make the point that you think that it's making. If anything, it just proves that you're dumb.
Why do they need to adhere to the UN's rules again?
Because the Europeans still had a deal with them.
But we
And they
put
broke
extra
the
sanctions
deal
on them.
with the Europeans.
Yeah, and we put extra sanctions on them.
Did we have a deal with them? No, we pulled out. The Europeans still did,
They-
and they pulled out.
So they had no reason to continue trading and trying to live under the conditions we threw them in with all of the
They
sanctions.
still had the European market, and they
Yeah,
decided
it
that
wasn't
if
enough.
you
We
had
were
nuclear
strangling
weapons,
their
then
They were
investment from Europe.
They were not trying to get
Because
weapons.
They are religious fanatics that
So are
must
y'all.
be removed.
So are y'all.
So
Y'all
are
are
conservatives.
Yeah, y'all are too.
So
Yeah, like
they
literally
betrayed the
conservative. You know how
Europeans.
often I hear that conservatives are saying that the United States of America is a Christian country? Miss me with this religious fanatic bullshit.
Oh, actually, let's go even farther. We are launching a holy war between Sunni Muslims, Jews, and Christians.
Yeah, so you don't actually like
Against
being a so
Shia
miss me
Munafik.
again, Joey. If you're gonna say in one breath that they're like a religious country and like yada yada yada, and try to make that seem like a reason for doing something, and then in the same breath make a reference to a holy war again, Joey. Again, I am almost convinced. Like Joey, people like you are the reason that I am convinced that if there were not school shootings in the United States, the rest of the world would think we don't have an education system.
Yeah, like you don't see the hypocrisy in you engaging in radical religious war. They see us exactly like you see them. And then there's us. There's me, who see both of y'all as fucking idiots. You're a fucking idiot. You're spending my money. You're killing our children for this.
Yes, defending the nation
From?
against
So then go
fanatics
defend
with
it.
nuclear weapons.
From what?
So then go defend it.
They don't have
Religious
weapons.
fanatics with nuclear weapons that
Yeah, so
unalive
the
Like us?
Party?
Like us?
troops.
The Republican Party?
So we
So
will.
the Republican Party, religious fanatics with
enrich-
nuclear weapons. You mean the guys that just installed the like the Christian the defense team or whatever the fuck in the White House? Like, yeah, those guys.
The
religious fanatics with
anti-Christian
the nuclear
bias.
weapons.
The anti-Christian
Yeah.
bias task force.
Oh,
Yeah, like
yes,
Israel.
civil rights
Yeah, like
will
Israel.
not-
Israel, the religious fanatics with the nuclear weapons. Israel.
Yes. We will now be
Yeah, so
using
go
civil
enlist,
rights
Joey.
to
Go
defend
enlist. Joey, go enlist.
bigotry against Christians.
1-800-GO-ARMY.
Please, I'm Air Force material.
Yeah, barely.
So, first
At best, you're an ASFAB waiver. Don't kid yourself.
first off the rip, the
No, go
Americans,
enlist. Go enlist.
The Americans,
Go enlist, Joey. Go
the
enlist.
Americans,
You're literally
every
just describing you want to do it so bad. You are so rock hard for war. Go enlist.
every American
Go enlist.
patriot
Go
contributes
enlist.
to the war effort.
So do it by throwing your body into the combine.
Do you believe that the people who make the weapons are
I
just as
think,
important as
Joey,
the
you
people
don't make the
who fire
weapons.
weapon?
You don't make the weapons, Joey.
Do I contribute?
Joey, you don't make
to
the weapons.
tax revenue to build the weapons.
You don't make the weapons. Go enlist, Joey.
Do people who
You
fund
don't make the
pay
weapons,
tax-
Joey. Go enlist, Joey. You see how it
People
works
who
now?
pay
You see how it works?
taxes-
You're asking questions. You're not going to get the answer you want. Instead, I'm going to do what you did. Go enlist, Joey.
Everyone, whether
Go enlist,
it's
Joey. You don't do
teacher,
anything for the war
whether
effort.
it's the
You don't do
manufacturers or the
anything for the war
machinists,
effort, Joey. Joey,
whether
go
it's
enlist.
the people
Go enlist,
who raise
Joey.
revenue for
Go
the federal
enlist,
government.
Joey. Go enlist, Joey.
Do dollars win wars?
Joey,
Yes or no?
go enlist.
Do
Go
dollars
enlist, Joey.
win wars?
Go
Do
enlist,
dollars
Joey.
win wars?
Joey, go
Do
enlist.
taxes win wars?
Joey, go enlist.
Do taxes win wars? Yes or no?
Go enlist, Joey.
Do weapons win
Joey,
wars?
go
Yes or
enlist.
no?
Go
Do
enlist,
the
Joey.
people who supply
Joey.
capital,
Joey,
weapons,
go enlist. Go enlist.
every patriot?
That's all
who
you want to do.
invests-
You're not a patriot. You're not a patriot until you go sign your name on that dotted line and you go enlist, Joey.
Every shareholder of MP
You are
Materials.
not a shareholder, Joey. You're not a shareholder at all. You want to be the cuck energy here because you want to be included so badly is intense. So go enlist, Joey. Go be included.
So
That's
let me
all
ask
you want
this.
anyway, so go do it.
Do people
Joey,
who
you want to
supply-
enlist. You want to enlist. Go do it. You want to be on the front lines. You want to fight this war, so go do it, Joey. Go do it.
All right,
Go do it.
I'm gonna get to a next guest. Had Joe up for a good time.
Yeah. Hey, everyone's a patriot and everyone contributes to the war effort.
So go contribute by signing your name on the dotted line.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think so.
This shit is literally infuriating. I am infuriated by the fact that we spent 20 years chanting from the rooftops, bring the troops home, end the war, yada yada yada, mission fucking accomplished, only to be right back where we started in 2001. Like, this shit is insane to me.
I remember that time we were in a
Especially-
war. Let's go do it again.
Yeah. Especially people in my age demographic who were literally children for 9/11 seem to have just forgotten everything that has happened over the last 3 decades.
Let's go do it again. That thing Trump saved us from. Let's go do it again.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear a goddamn
off this.
peep out of anybody that wants to talk about the Afghan withdrawal. I don't want to hear a fucking peep from MAGA from this. I know I will, but they're gonna have a real hard time justifying the. We have dozens of people dead, dozens of troops now, and I think they're hiding and lying about it. The amount of deaths that we have. We have some embassies that didn't properly evacuate. We have tons of allies that had no idea that this was going to happen. This was the shittiest attempt I've ever seen at justifying a war.
I mean, fuck, I guess all they're really going to be able to bitch about now is, well, you know, Biden should have just left him over there. Shouldn't have pulled him out in the first place because he should have just known we were going right back.
And now we need to get revenge. God damn, dude.
The idea of revenge is just an infuriating word. That is insane. I'm gonna go try to calm down before I go to bed.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming up.
I'll catch you later.
All right. Anybody out there saying that this is going to be easy, this is going to be quick, they're talking for Israel. They're talking for Trump. They're saving face. They're lying. We opened a whole can of worms with this one. The more I watch, the more I hear about this from other perspectives, it just gets worse and worse. It's so bad. Chad, if you're a Trump supporter, somehow, still, and you want to debate, tell me why you like Trump. Hop in the box. After Epstein, after just fucking up the economy for far more to come. Gas is about to skyrocket. Futures on gas already have, I'm sure. Stock market not looking healthy. U.S. stocks pull back as Iran war concerns deepen. So we've seen the playbook in the past with other geopolitical events where there have been a few days of uncertainty, and then the market settles down. But this morning, when people in the U.S. woke up and saw that Iran had attacked so many neighboring countries, they found themselves wondering whether they should be a bit more concerned. And since traditional flight to safety assets haven't worked, gold is selling off, the treasury market is worried. Maybe I need to de-risk across the board. It's hard to have strong convictions in anything when no one knows how this scenario will play out. That's from Matt Dimitrizen, Chief Investment Officer, Composition Wealth, Los Angeles. There's only a few ways this plays out. None of them, like, even if we just pull out right now, if we just stop everything and we're like, hey, we're so sorry. Even if that, like, we're in for so much retaliation, like whatever that fucking idiot was just spewing, Iranians feel that times 12, times 100 on religious levels. And there's 90 million in a country that's about the size of Texas. It's about 3 times the population and the same size as Texas. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of government. So Hillary Clinton did not explicitly campaign on initiating a war with Iran, but she maintained a distrust and verify approach, stating that she would not hesitate to use military action if Iran violated nuclear agreements. During her 2016 campaign, she supported the Iran nuclear. So she's being a reasonably strong figure, saying, "Hey, we will take action." Like she has to. That's what Trump would. Trump does it times 100, times 100 with no taste and no grace. Saying this is stupid. Trump has said that he'll allow Russia to do whatever the hell they want if NATO doesn't pay their fair share, even though we just now made most of NATO not like us. They all have to decide now, are they going to partake? Do they want to be targets of Iran? And whoever else Iran is friends with, Russia, China? There's a video of Clinton on Iran taken out of context. An out of context clip 2008 interview, then presidential candidate Hillary Clinton is certainly on Facebook. It shows her saying the U.S. will attack Iran if she becomes president. But she was responding to a question about hypothetical nuclear attack by Iran on Israel. This is what MAGA is probably seeing today. Yep. I bet there's an Israeli bot farm, Russian bot farm doing it right now. Posting that video everywhere on Twitter, Facebook. All the way back from 2008. Facebook's Israel bot farm has been going so hard the last few days. Yeah. I don't want anything to do with anybody who doesn't just show 1,000% that they don't want anything to do with Israel. That's going to be my like new deal breaker. I know that sounds paranoid, but I've been watching too many like videos with like CIA talking about Israeli intelligence and how much they actually really do affect our politics here. And this is just like, I guess the bombing of Iran just really woke me up. But like the amount of people behind this and trying to save face and spread disinformation to justify it is so alarming. So, and all the anti-Muslim propaganda, like right now I have friends on Facebook that are spewing this shit like the Muslims are here and they're taking over, like that whole thing again. They're having kids and they hate women and we've got to save America. Like they're being like told to think about these things right now to justify these actions. Like and you got to think about it, like this is not far-fetched to think that Israel would do this. It's effective. It's an effective thing. This type of propaganda. You saw nobody crying about Israel's foreign aid by the United States while we were funding Ukraine because they were being hit with so much pro-Russian propaganda and pro-Israel propaganda. They were being told that the pro-Palestine movement was a terrorist movement and that there was no genocide and all of these things. Like you really do have to look through the like lens of propaganda at all of the media right now. Yeah, I think that chaotic propaganda, misinformation is very useful to other countries. Creating so much distrust in science and facts and what's true and what's not true. And then people default to the government when they've been misled so much. So like even though Trumpers have been lied to multiple times, they see that what Trump is doing is completely against what he said he was going to do. They don't care. They don't care anymore. They're just like, fuck, I give up. I don't know who to trust. Everybody's evil. I'm just going to fall back on Trump, the government. Crockett not winning is so sad. Guys, I love Crockett. I love how feisty she was. She would not condemn Israel. Like, I don't want another senator like signing bills to fund Israel and their shit. If he wins the general, we got to run him in 28. I like him. I like Tallarico. I got to see him speak live. I was like 30 feet from him. He's a good guy. Seems genuine. I don't like religion at all. But the fact that he wants it separate from the government, it's a W for me. Chat, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop into the box. Also, chat, I have a Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. If you guys are trying to support me, that's the best way to do it. Corey Michael would love to talk to me. I don't think he would. It's pretty common among Trump voters is they're not able to justify their position. So why would they even try? And then there's people who are just so arrogant and so ultra nationalist that they don't really have a point, but they're very arrogant about their version of politics, I guess. Guys, I think we might be calling it a short night. Unless we get any more debates. I'm going to go back to eating beef jerky and playing Final Fantasy XIV, which you should all download and play. Hopefully they have TikTok fixed by tomorrow. Anytime, Beth. Much love. Or crashed our stock market. I don't know if it's crashed. I don't think it's doing great. I agree with that, Corey. Are we checking Texas primaries? Last I saw, Tallarico was way ahead. I think Tallarico got it. I think he's what we need. I think he's what we need to pull in some of those middle of the road conservatives, I don't know. Tallarico ended with like 56%. Trump walked back the statement that Rubio made about Israel starting it. Both Tallarico and Cornyn get over 50. Can we actually win Texas? Not with them fucking doing the shit that they do. Fucking with polling centers. Fucking removing people's voting rolls, their voter rolls. They purge millions every time there's voting. They're just such fucking bitches, man. And in doing so, Trump did more than Israel. I don't think so, Corey. I think that, like, if you actually think this diminished anyone's thinking or their control over the government, not even by 1%, you're wrong. So this has done the opposite. In fact, I'm sure the missiles have killed very innocent civilians who are women who now hate us. They want nothing to do with us or our way of thinking because we've just killed them indiscriminately. I highly doubt you've really thought this through. Do you think that they want to hear that one of their own missiles killed their school child? Do you think they're going to care? Like, do I even believe it? No. Like, I think that either way, you have no case. And the women and the people collectively of Iran hate us. With all of the mixed messaging that we've been giving them after we abandoned them, after multiple tens of thousands were slaughtered, we did nothing, and then we come and kill more of them. You think that they think we're on their side? You're fucking high. You're fucking high. And Trump single-handedly being the most misogynist president we've had in recent history and rolling back women's rights, he has done the complete opposite for women's rights. He's trying to remove their ability to vote in this upcoming election. I don't know if you're paying attention. Multiple people in his cabinet believe that people in households should only have one vote, taking the vote away from women. Like, you guys are single-handedly the worst thing to happen to the feminism movement in this country's recent history, easily. Convincing millions and millions of Americans that grabbing women by the pussy is an acceptable thing for a president to say is already moving the fucking needle in the opposite direction. Millions of kids and preteens and 18-year-olds coming up to my fucking platform trying to justify Trump sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll and how she was just a crazy woman. And that kind of being the way you illustrate a woman who's been sexually abused in the media and on social media. This is a cultural thing that has degraded women easily. The conservatives pushing for barefooted women to be in the home, raising a family. This is the thing that y'all do. This is the way y'all talk about women, especially if you're religious. That has moved the needle every single day in the opposite direction you claim Trump has done for the Iranian women, who, by the way, they're just doing theocracy, the thing you want to do. If we did the thing you want to do, women would instantly lose their voices. They would lose voting privileges. They couldn't speak in church. They shouldn't have jobs. They would instantly be second-class citizens if we adhered to what Trump says he believes or what his cabinet says they believe. And if you think 30K people being genocided is bad, you would have not voted for Trump a second time after he did the exact thing to the Turkish Kurdish people. Pulling out of the conflict, instantly 11,000 people were just slaughtered. You didn't give a fuck. You didn't give a flying fuck. You didn't give a fuck. You want to defund Ukraine. You don't give a fuck about those people being invaded in their homes and people being raped and murdered and kicked in the ditches and babies being raped. You don't care about that. You really don't, because you want to defund the country who's doing that or who's victim of that. You don't care. You want to help this other country that screams death to America. You want to help them. You want to liberate them. That's today's flavor of politics. It's not no new wars. It's not we're going to get out of this war. It's not that this never would have happened if Trump was in office. Now, it's a good thing we're doing it. It's a good thing, and thank God he's doing it. Because I want revenge. Empathy's been used so much it's lost its power. You caused that. No, it's people like Elon Musk saying that empathy is a weakness. That's what caused that. It's Trump boasting the fuck your feelings movement. That's what's caused that. That's you. That's y'all. You don't care about the harshness of Trump's words. You didn't care about mean tweets. You don't give a fuck. So you memed on it. It's a side effect of fascism. The ultra masculine, ultra nationalist, fuck your feelings. We got to do what's hard. What's hard is not always easy, and it's not always nice. That's the flag you're flying right now, and it doesn't really check out. It's stupid. We've heard it all before. It's not working. Yeah, I know. Deconstruction takes a long time. Deconstruction is hard. There's a thing. It's called cognitive dissonance. So even if you hear the truth, see the truth, someone like Trump could just say, no, you saw nothing. And that's what you're more likely to believe. All right, chat. I'm signing out. I love y'all. Don't forget to follow the stream. I will see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully TikTok's numbers will be better. Guys, I am actually very ADHD and I am unmedicated. I have a very deep need for ADHD medication and I don't take it. So I'm raw dogging it for you. Anyway, chat, I love you.